Yeah, just like, you know, give your count on 0 views and then we start.
What? What? Wait.
Hello?
Alright, you gave me the thumbs up. Come on now.
God damn it, son! You fucked up again!
One job.
Yes! I love this. Okay. So, as you can see, this is the 7th episode and we still fuck up the intro. It's amazing. Okay,
Feels good, man.
this time around, we have the mate and the podcast of Salt because, wowzy, we have Lionheart here. Say hi.
Everyone.
It said hi, nice. Okay. Oof. What amazing stuff. Okay, so do we want to go into the freaking news section already? Or I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Sure, why not?
Okay,
So as usually we start off with the tourneys and what tourneys all happened and who watched them. What shall we pick to start with?
Okay,
I guess I will start since apparently I'm the only one here that watched Soda.
The most important one, yeah.
I won't really comment on this. Anyway, yeah, Soda was pretty fucking amazing, I'm not gonna lie. The games were incredible. Senior's miming around with stuff on the screen as well, but sadly we cannot show most of it because Zero will get banned from Twitch. That's generally a minus.
Go ahead. Special privilege. Give me 1 sec.
No, don't.
But yeah, it was really an excellent tourney to watch. Just Snap going into full overdrive mode at the end of his set was amazing. Completely.
I remember Snap being like pretty mad about Ziggett during their casual matches before the tourney. So how did it actually turn out for him? Oh, I see the score there.
Yeah, basically he lost the first 2 games as Suika. Then it was all versus Marisa. And so he played as Suako versus Marisa with Stellar Missile, and which, as we know, makes the matchup like 1-9 for Suako. And he still won. It was a bloody good show, really.
That's pretty amazing.
Hold on, Snap won actually?
Yeah, he did beat Sigets.
Then why does it say NA420 EU?
Didn't like the first 3 sets, didn't EU win all of them? Like kill the first 3 NA players?
Basically, EU got up to Blaze Dragon, and then Blaze Dragon fucking killed everyone.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's pretty much how everyone imagined it.
Yeah.
Hold on, why wasn't it like the last tourney where it was like one person is assigned to another opponent and they all just go through it?
Yeah, it was a different format.
I mean, I suppose it was part of Seniors' creative vision. It's not something for me to comment on.
But
it did work out.
If they would have used the old format, the one that was used in the first Soda, then EU would have actually won, am I right?
Yeah.
As usual.
I mean, a man can dream, I suppose.
So in the
It
end,
was all a conspiracy, so NA can win for once.
But yeah.
So IROC didn't even play.
Yes.
Wow.
It was the best tourney in IROC's life.
Well, what do you feel about the live format? The fact that everybody had 3 lives to work within the team stage. Think it was good?
Actually, I do like it. It's very refreshing, first of all. Since normally we have the usual, best of 5, best of 3, and so on.
Yeah.
I do like this fresh approach to it.
Yeah, challenge was getting overused. This is pretty good. Good job, Sinius.
Yeah, thanks, Sinius. And congrats to NA.
USA!
A big congrats to all of the NA team.
I mean, at least we are 1-on-1 now on the SOTA, right?
That's true.
I mean, we need the last SOTA to determine the best of the best. Maybe.
Alright, moving on to the next tourney we have. So we had Soku sets. What happened in those? Did Genki participate?
I don't even. Let me check. I actually don't even remember myself.
I thought Genki retired.
No, Genki was in there.
Yeah. It was the one on No, wait, it was Soku Saturday 97 or was something else? No.
Should there have been 2 Sokusats? Oh,
No, okay, I wasn't there. No, no, wait,
So that means we almost hit 100 of them.
wait. Hachi.
We should make a counter for each podcast. How many Sokusats are remaining?
Wait, no,
Yeah, we got
actually,
three left.
You got into grand finals.
didn't
How
we
do you not
talk
remember
about?
that?
Didn't we talk about this last time? I think so.
You mean 79?
Yeah, I think we
I'm
did.
not sure. Could be.
Well, long story short, it was a strange tourney. I got to the second place, and Blaze beat me up 2 times without even flinching. So okay, the usual, really. I'm not even impressed. Yeah, I mean, it was nothing amazing. At least I can appreciate the fact that I can still hold myself up pretty well.
No, we look forward to seeing you in more tourneys in the future. You can't retire yet.
Yeah, I'm good. Ideally, I'm going to play. I'm just not going to actually train for stuff. Just
I'm going to play, but I'm not going to win.
yes, basically, exactly like that. I'm just going to enjoy my time, and
But why play in a tournament if you don't aim to win?
because I aim to win with no skills, just like that.
Just
Just
so
like-
so like meme chasers then. Okay.
Ooh.
Roasted.
I see you there. I see you there. okay.
After this though, there was a Dream Chasers that we had, and what
Yes.
was the prize? It was Guilty Gear.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Josepal was really into winning that because he didn't want to pay for it. So he actually won. Like, wow, his determination was something else.
Why do you sound so surprised? We all knew Josepal was strong.
I'm
It
accustomed
was
to being
it was within expectations.
because I'm accustomed to being like, oh, I'm going to win, then I lose. So when I say it for others, I kinda mirror the same sentiment. But no, really, he actually played really well, and Chiyomiru too was really amazing. His channel was wow, like
Chiyomiru isn't all that new. I think
Yeah,
he's
okay,
pretty
but-
Been here for a bit.
did you see the confirms and everything?
No, I was asleep. I'm sorry.
Too bad.
It's
It
got a
was
pretty
And,
real
and
Cerno.
everyone just struggling with the matchup because nobody knows the Cerno matchup.
okay, but he still knew his stuff. It was pretty amazing.
Some of the
Of
opinions
course.
around this Dream Chasers though was that it was kind of stacked because we had Sakuya Lover and
Oh,
Eric
yes.
Lick. I don't know. I think it was a pretty good tourney just because of that though. It was pretty hype.
This Dream Chasers was insane. We just had so many people around the same level which all had the same chance at winning this. It was hardcore.
As of the ban list and the level of whatever, I think as of now we have a pretty decent event battlefield. Let's say I don't think there is any major difference, or so I
So
think at least.
you want to keep the ban list at the level of play where it is right now?
Possibly, yeah. For example, if Yozupal will be to win again,
He might
I
be too
may.
good.
Yes, I may think of moving him onto something else.
Paul
But
has
if
some serious determination. Like
Yes.
he quickly rose up in Rising Stars and then hopped right on over to DC and just blew everyone out of the water. So like, good
The-
job there, Yosu.
When
because
is
I
he
know-
winning Sakusat?
hopefully soon.
Soon.
The thing is, though, that we still have people like Morph or Splinter or West. There are other players that I know if they apply themselves, they can actually win. But it's not like they won the game.
We
No, it's not- it's not
waiting
strange.
for our finals.
I still think you can do it fine, Morph and Splinter too. There are a bunch of players that can do it. I mean, I usually go for the my boy approach, but there are more than just 2 or 3 players that can win. Personally, I think most of them can win.
But as participant, I must say I agree with the current band list right now. No, nobody feels way too strong. At the moment, unless Josepal wins 3 times in a row now, and then we might have to, agree on that.
I mean,
Oh.
the players won't stop
Yeah.
improving.
Yes, that's the
So
thing.
at some point they're going to be, so to say, too good for the level you aim to provide in the tournament.
Sadly, that's a thing, but that's good because now they can move safely into SHOUTOUTS or anything else and have a better time, for sure. Hopefully, at least I think so.
Do you think that the level where Dream Chasers ends is like the perfect link to Soku niveau?
Personally, I think that if you can manage to completely dominate the tourney, you should have no problems on doing fairly good in the Soku Saturday or any other events. Clearly, you're going to fight some people that are super strong, like, I don't know, Blaze, Ran, you.
All players can participate, so of course you're also going to play against stronger ones.
But you can still hold yourself pretty well, I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
If you can dominate the Dream Chaser or win like 2 or 3 times, something like that.
SHOUTOUTS best of 1, so really anybody has a good chance because there's very little room to adapt. And this is
that's
how I cheese through SHOUTOUTS.
That's true.
It makes for hype encounters.
It
counterpick mid-match.
It may go to change because now Tessio is going to finish the Soku Saturdays. We are on 97. The next one is 98. 98.
Anyone
That's a big number.
After 100?
I mean, it sounds pretty logical. After you did it for 100 times, you can change the formula after that.
I think he said that he was aiming for, I think, a monthly tournament format.
That would be cool, actually. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
We will all know it will not be for EU-friendly time, so why do we even bother?
That's... Hey, if it's every month, maybe Tessio can schedule some decent free day or something. I don't know.
The problem is that not everyone might have time on that one day, which is why I like that it's being held weekly, because in some weeks I can participate and in some I just can't.
I guess we will see. I mean, we still need to finish these 3 Soku Saturday, so...
Yeah,
who knows?
I guess.
So, anything else happened as of tourneys or whatever?
Meme Chasers, was there one, or
No.
am I mistaking something?
Nope, there was nothing.
Wasn't
No,
there
wait.
the second Meme Chasers last week?
Was there? For some reason,
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was. Yeah.
How can you forget about that, Genki? I thought there was something special between us.
For some reason, my mental time is kind of screwed up right now. I don't get it. But yeah, that happened, and you played really well.
Thank you.
Sadly, the memes were not meant to be, as we have Blaze and Ren running the entire tourney.
Yeah. That's true.
But what kind of memes did they use, or did they just stick to their default stuff?
They just used the given cards, but played like normally.
Yes, there was enough tryharding with actually dumb stuff. And Blaze didn't seem to enjoy the entire tourney, so okay, kind of sad.
Maybe it's going to be better now that Irish is trying to get more like dedicated decks. Like the previous Meme Chasers was based on the card tier list we had by Tessiro, and now he is actually collecting team-themed or meme decks.
Yeah,
maybe
I think that's a really good approach.
Yeah, we'll just see where it will go. I mean, it was moved to Sunday, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, the next one should be this Sunday, right?
I think so.
Yes,
I should check
this Sunday. And
okay,
oh man, I cannot wait for Thiena's beautiful art. He's gonna have an image prepared for just about every character with 4 allowed decks for Meme Chasers.
That's really
he showed them to me.
He's
putting a lot of work into it.
Another thing about Meme Chasers is that Irish is going to implement something of the meme rules system, and it's going to be kind of like Tavern Brawl, you know, kind of like event-based, and every new Meme Chaser is going to have a new rule. So I imagine this is going to go well.
So it is not play Age of Eternals for 5 hours mid-match. I will agree with any rule.
Oh, so the Normac tourney, okay.
Sunday tourney or Evo Sunday? Okay, that's a good point.
By the way, didn't we also have a Sunday tournament ran by a Russian player?
Medu. I think it
McPoint.
was
McPoint.
Yeah, McPoint. Yeah, I think kinda didn't stop happening or something.
Oh, the Sukuya?
Yeah.
I don't remember when the last one was held.
I think a month ago at least. Yeah,
More,
Suka Sunday
way
kinda
more.
died off. I will have to ask McPoint if
You know
he's
what
even
though?
still interested.
It's because the last Suka Sunday was kinda shitposty. Like you had players
Beam
like
Chasers
Gran,
isn't.
what's his name? Gran and somebody else who were just playing chess and not even playing in the tourney. So and McPoint like couldn't deal with it, and
boy.
so Blaze was just like, wow, okay, no, we're done here. Don't do this again next time. And then since then, McPoint has not opened back up the tourney.
No, I haven't seen him around anyway, so I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's because he's busy.
He still does run the tourney server.
Yeah.
It's pretty useful.
The secret server that got posted in announcements.
Oh, the secret tourney
So-
server, huh?
If I understand that correctly, we have an open time slot for a tournament on Sunday.
Oh, it's
We
Evo, so
actually do.
I mean, in general, not just this Sunday.
Well, if Irish wants
Possibly.
to stick with using Sunday for his meme chasers, then I don't know.
Then Friday gets cleared.
But Friday is Dream Chasers, right?
Wait, we have Dream Chasers on, was it Friday? Yeah.
Yes.
And the following week it's just going to be Scrubby Fridays, if I understood Sanger right. So it's just alternating between these two.
Oh, Scrubby Fridays is being revived.
Yeah, thanks to Sanger. I think there's supposed to be one after the podcast today, like a couple hours after
right,
the
there's
podcast.
going to start
we
one
are
today.
kind of moving, so we can shield stuff later.
Okay, we'll
Yeah,
chill then.
right.
But
What else do we have?
hold on. Is Sanger in the tourney channel or the secret tourney server?
Yes.
I think Sanger's even here
Yeah,
listening to us,
would
wasn't
make
he?
sense.
At least he was earlier. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, moving on because the news section is taking too long. So we have
As
a topic
usual.
called Civil War, and
Civil
someone
War.
explained this to me.
It's IROC versus Blaze Dragon, the match of the century.
basically it's one circle jerk versus another circle jerk.
This is the entire student community, so that doesn't tell me much.
So basically, Tessero liked the soda format and announced another team-based tournament,
Oh,
But
which is basically the same. You have one tournament for each faction, and the top 5 players of each faction are then going to show up in a
Oh,
Soda
God.
2-like format.
oh god, no, this picture, you can't be serious.
Maybe they
What the hell?
could handle
Oh
one
my
crab.
God.
What is
What,
this?
what about 1,000 crabs?
Oh no.
What is it? I don't understand.
This is the bracket.
It's, oh god, it's great. It's
We're-
just great.
We got it.
Are we going to play Isoten chess or something? I don't understand. I'm not even
like
good
the
at
amount
chess.
of crabs.
I'm better at checkers. Checkers is easier.
Oh, it's great.
I love how Blaze is the queen.
So it's pretty much a team.
Funny thing, because Valiant is the one who made this image, and he didn't know that you can't place kings in the same column together. So it's always reversed. So yeah, Blaze is a queen.
Unintentional roasts.
That's cute.
Oh, Tessero just said that there's only one tournament for both factions, so I might have misunderstood that.
I should participate if that's still going on or going to happen soon. I hope there's. Was there an announcement for it? I don't remember.
Yes.
God damn it! Of course I miss it.
Okay, so what do we have next?
The so-called back room.
Okay, so the black room. I think Lionheart 2 is in the same channel. So basically, it's a room channel, whatever, where we try to take into account everything we know about the characters, their weaknesses, their strengths, and whatever it comes to, and we are trying to make a super good, well done tier list So yeah,
Yes,
something like that.
That's
The Western
purpose.
tier list.
In the end, we want to have a clear picture about the whole cast compared to each other, considering all the new meta, so to say, and create a new tier list and also matchup charts.
So, I'm sorry. This is Tetsuro's project, right?
That's true. Yes.
Yes.
So we're going to apply. I'm sorry. The best of players are going to apply their knowledge of the characters and matchups to create a new tier list formed by hisouten community.
Yes, that's the concept.
Ideally, yes.
Matchup chart and tier list based on that, as far as I understood.
The problem is that at the end we don't have a high level player for each character. We ended up with like one person that maybe knows a bunch about different characters, and personally I don't think that's right. You might be, you might know your stuff, but if you don't main the character, isn't that kind of strange? I suppose. I don't know.
No, the thing is, we don't have a main for everyone who is, let's say, notable. For example, for Cerno, who do we have? I would suggest Chiromiro would be the best pick there. Or Smolendu, wait.
Smolendu is
yeah, right. Is he even there? I wonder if he's even interested in that. Who knows?
Yeah, I think some people weren't too interested into the entire.
So it's going to be a little bit more complicated in our community, at least.
Because we're lacking in certain players. Yeah.
Also, you need active people who are there, let's say, reliably and reliable times.
Tessiro, I will disagree pretty easily. We do.
Well, someone who plays there all the time can just give more. How should I say? Everyone just knows, for example, a specific matchup and what the moves of two characters are. But if you didn't play any of those, you can't really say if it's really one-sided or not.
Yes, and sadly, it's not the right podcast, and I will easily disagree with the fact that we don't need knowledge. We need main knowledge, which is completely different.
Yeah, I think that if someone mains a character,
they know
don't
well
only have the knowledge, because if some really good player just picks a character, they're playing Soku and maybe not focus on the individual possibilities that the character has, that a main is going to learn over playing them for a long time, getting all the experience.
Yes, because people like I can absolutely I play Suika, but I can't be the Suika dude that explains the problems or the advantages and whatever of playing Suika, because I play Suika in a really way. I play more Soku with Suika rather than Suika, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's the background.
But who else would you pick, for example? I mean, I would say I'm interested in being part of the Suika thing, but I'm way too new, and my opinion might be pretty much wrong.
Same goes for me with Chili.
But I mean, Morphman, you unironically think that Raisin is bad, so.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't want to be in there. Like, I would be interested in participating, but I just know my views would not help the overall project.
I want a podcast about that. Why does more think Raisin is bad? The podcast.
Yes.
No. It'll happen when we have our next tier list. When we discuss the tier list again, because that'll happen.
We still need to do
on the Raisin episode. I can just let out my rage.
The new Japanese one that we got in 2017. Okay, so we missing. Oh yeah, we have the new roll toggle. Someone
the roll toggle channel. Yes.
Thanks.
Yes, Aristo went and used his weird ass bot magic and made a channel that makes mods half obsolete because we don't need to give people roles anymore. It's pretty good.
So what is left to the mods then?
Banning people and muting people.
The
fun part.
Shit posting. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit posting without consequences. That's the mods.
Yes, and I would also like to shield the new podcast role. So whenever we post something related to the podcast, if you have that role, we will ping it instead of the meta ping or the vote ping. So make sure to go into roll toggle and smash that motherfucking white checkmark button.
Yes.
The freaking meta.
At the podcast, I want at least 30 subscribes there. Yeah, that's pretty much our version of subscribing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
Like,
yeah.
subscribe.
Smash the motherfucking like button. Okay.
I think with that we can move on to our main topics.
Oh yeah, so Soku. What about Okay, no, okay, give me a second.
It's a video game.
and there are people playing it. Isn't that amazing? What a world we live in. So yeah, the community. Let's try to talk about us as people that play this game. I don't play the game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's arcade game. Anyway, what we were trying to get into is, for example, let's list the character servers we're going on. You pretty much all know about every character server we have going on for each character in Soku. And I would like to discuss with you people, like, what do you think about the quality or usefulness those are to you? I mean, everyone here is probably indifferent. Yeah, we all are in different character servers, I bet. So let's just start off with what I don't know, Genki. Are you in the Yomu server, for example?
Yeah, and in general, the servers are kind of okay. So the Yomu server is just there. People may speak once every 10 years to say something or ask for back, or it's true.
So it's pretty dead.
Yeah, a bit. Sometimes there is some small discussion about something really specific. Like the last discussion was about clones combos.
So it's only halfway dead, just like the character.
It's a lot. Yes, basically, yeah, it's a lot dead. Personally, I think it's useful because you can go in there and even if it's dead, someone is going to answer your question. But even so, it's kind of useless in a way, kind of. I don't know. Personally, I mean there, but it's rarely used. Maybe it's Yomu as a character that it's kind of dead and people don't really need information.
Do you think
People claim she's the most made character in the game.
It
She was a year ago.
It was, yes. Everyone kind of changed onto whatever else.
Everyone changed to Yuko. Feels sad, man.
I don't mind, honestly. It's when there is a overdrive of characters.
Overuse.
Yeah, overuse. Thanks. Jesus. With the overuse of a character, it kind of gets really annoying for some reason. You lose the surprise attack. Let's say when you play a character. I mean, at this point with Yomu, it's not even possible to have any surprise attack, but whatever. Yeah. So yeah, overall I think the character servers exist, but I don't know if the others are more lively and more used.
Tessiro says the Sakuya server is pretty alive, so Lionheart, are you in there? And can you contribute?
Dude, I made it.
Oh, right. I forgot.
We did not mention this yet, but yes, Lionheart made the first character server. It was for Sakuya. I don't know about the others, but I do know that Cineas had ended up making 14 or 15 of the other character servers. Just on the fly, just like, okay, here, have a character server. So
yeah, so it went like this. About 4 to 5 people were messaging me daily and just asking questions about Sakuya and asking about advice, and at some point I just got fed up because I was explaining the same thing several times over and over and over again. So I thought, hey, let's just make a server because you know, I don't have the time for that. So I made it. Get it? Made. And I just invited all the Sakuya players.
Lion, please.
I don't think that is even a real joke.
So yeah, in the end, it was just a personal lift off for all the Q&A I had to do daily. And then Cineas picked up on it, and he was like, hey, we really need that for every character. I was like, no, dude. But then in the end, he just made all of them.
I mean, I made the Yoku server like as the third one, I think. Like the one after yours was, I believe, the Yuko server, and then there was me.
Huh.
You know, I do kind of like them, but like, what happened to the servers is like, as soon as they were made, they were quickly like run by the best players for the character. At least that's how I feel. Like, isn't that how it looks?
I guess
Running the server and being on the server doesn't really have anything to do with how good you are with the character, I think.
No, you're right. It doesn't. I was just trying to confirm because I'm glad Scarpy is not the owner of the Romelia server. I don't want to know what he would do with it.
Like, for my server, I just picked a friend as another moderator, even though he barely plays Sakuya, just having him to moderate. Most of the time, Eljiang is doing all the Q&A, so yeah.
I mean, you don't need much moderation in there because only people who are in hisouten are interested in that, and those are usually not the people who ruin
if someone
everything.
joins that I can't stand, I'll just ban them.
In the worst case, you just add some not safe for work channel in there.
Yeah, I mean, we had one at the beginning, and then I dumped all of my Sakuya porn in it, and then it was super weird because no one said anything, and then I deleted it again.
Good call.
So I guess the other servers are more lively.
Well, the Oku server isn't that active. Like, we get a question every now and then, we answer it. Sometimes Adept gives very good advice, as I just posted in the podcast channel.
Level.
There's not much going on, but the server does serve its purpose. Like, it provides answers to questions, it helps people improve.
That's the main reason, right? But do you think that recently we had an announcement which had a vote in it, saying should it be necessary to join 20 additional Discord servers to access character-specific information related to the Hisouten Soku cat?
Get the real topics.
Yes. That kind of ties in with the fact that the wiki revival thingy kind of stopped a bit. At least the channel is kind of dead, so I don't know what it's about there. But I think Aristocrat was making a decent point because you don't only need information as the player of that character, you also need information about that character as the opponent of that character. So having to join a different, like a lot of Discord servers for the characters just to get some information is kind of bad.
Yeah, it's tedious. So what would be the alternative?
I think the alternative was to try and condense things into like a couple of different channels on the actual Hisouten server, but like it's not. It's got its ups and downs because it would get cluttered, and the reason people join the character services right now is because it's your first go-to thought when trying to learn a character or trying to learn something about the character. So it's like it's easy, but it's also tedious because you don't want to join all 20.
I had a better suggestion. We just make a server that's only focused on characters, and each character gets its own channel. That would at least, make it not too decentralized. But you don't have to join many different servers to get your information, as you can just ask in the other channels for advice if you want to fight a different opponent, for example, and if you need advice in that matchup.
Well, yeah, but we do have the character roles in Hisouten for a reason, You ping that shit and you ask your question.
How many people
it's not rocket science.
Come on.
Okay, what about simply reviving the wiki and finishing the everything and making the entire wiki?
That is an important project, but it's not going to answer all your questions.
I mean, there are some characters that are literally missing frame data and a lot of other stuff, and I think outside of the obvious, like, how do I beat these specific setups, the wiki should be able to answer most of your questions.
But who's going to spend their time on finding all that stuff? I mean, right now the project is going pretty well as far as I see, although we claim it has stalled. I mean, the Suika page, for example, looks way more cleaned up than it was before, even though it's not perfect yet, obviously.
The wiki project, it's still in progress, and I think it honestly still has a ways to go because you can see some of the flaws here and there, and I'm not going to point them out specifically.
I would like to point out that the last message was almost a month ago.
Yeah, The thing is, you don't know if people still work on the wiki without saying anything.
Okay, that's a good point. Didn't think about that actually.
Also, the thing about the wiki is that if you were to obtain information about your character or certain matchups from the wiki, it would have general stuff. You can't really discuss or theorize certain matchups with the wiki. You would need another player for that. That's kind of what Zaytan was saying, where you would ping the character role, you know, at Patchouli or at Sakuya, how the fuck do I deal with this? Which is pretty good, honestly.
But yeah, isn't that also what the Soku advice channel is for, actually?
Yeah, it should be like that, but I feel that people kind of forget that there are roles for the characters, and they should, you know, ping in Soku advice and ask.
I've been pinged at Patchouli maybe twice within the past 2 months.
Yes, exactly.
Have you ever gotten an answer?
Yeah, no, Sanger asked me some Patchouli advice the other day. I filled him up, let's say that.
Okay. That's very good, I would say. So on the same page, with the servers and information missing or being there, we have new people. What about the new people?
Oh my god, the community grew so much over the past year. It's amazing.
Yeah,
over the past year even. Just note what happened since the last time. Wait, just mention, when was our podcast with the timeline? At most 1 or 2 months ago, right?
Yes.
I can check dates.
Back
I think
then
2 months ago.
Back then we just noted that we reached over 1,000 members of this Discord, and right now we're over 1,500. So in just 2 months we got over 500 people joining this.
That's a 50% growth.
Wow. That's
That would
quite a
be
bit.
really neat if everyone played, but the real number is like around 100 people playing or so, something like that.
That's what you think in the Hisouten Soku main text channel, but if you actually take a look at the Soku beginner channel, you find hundreds of people whose names you have never read before.
Oh,
They're all
really?
playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
This is something that baffles me a bit, since most of those guys, they only hang out in the beginner channel. Like, nowhere else really, save for like, I don't know, 1 or 2 people.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm kind of curious. What is the cause of that? Are they afraid of the other channels, of the other players?
I think they're just looking to play people on their level.
Or maybe.
Which is understandable. I wish I had this when I started.
What if maybe they want what's the word? Simpler games, like more casual, let's say, without any pressure.
Well,
That's fine too.
I do have an idea on this. What if some of those players who end up joining the server are looking more towards the social aspect, and the ones who are socializing are also good at the game, and they're chilling in the main Hisouten Soku channel? We do have the Soku beginner channel, but like it's like only half as active. So like they could go and get games there, but would they like get the social experience that they're looking for there?
Maybe they will
because
decide to talk to others. I mean, we've got tourneys for that. Maybe they're more interested in joining those.
Well,
And then
Yeah.
maybe there is a little bit connection between those low-level players and the little bit higher player levels. Maybe that's the kind of link you have to aim for.
so there's obviously this invisible wall that we fail to recognize. I feel like the events that we do host, you know, try to cater more towards the new players as best as possible. But
We do have the Scrubby Friday today, so.
And with all that said, there's Vatana asking in the beginner channel if anyone wants to play.
Oh boy.
thanks, Fasana.
I mean, at least that's a bridge towards the main channel somehow.
But thinking about that, so do you think in the future this will get worse? Like, will the community be split between newer and inexperienced players and those who have been playing this for years?
Are you referring to
Right
like
now-
the situation
right now
like Scarlet
we are
Union?
Hey,
We are kind of split. It's not too bad yet, but I never looked into the Soku beginner channel. But now when I looked at the Scrubby Fridays, the Scrubby Friday tournament today, I just saw tons of names, and I thought, who the fuck are they? I've never heard of them before.
I think we have to actually accommodate for the new players because apparently they just stick to their beginner channel most of the time. I'm not going to judge all of them, but I think we have to. I mean, we are the community, so I think we have to accommodate them a little bit.
But you don't want to like go right in their face. Okay, let's say a new person joins and you're all like, we spam welcome. We go in their face. Wow, welcome to hisouten. What do you want to do today?
And then they leave again.
It depends on the approach how you want to teach them. I mean, my very first opponent was Blaze, so I was already prepared for anything from that point on.
Oh, I don't remember.
Maybe the new players just lack that one.
See, the problem is also that the problem with it's not a problem. It's more like an effect. The thing about the Soku community is that you don't get any what's the word? Let's say you don't get some easy level. If you play any fighting game, let's say you play in your city, and there is like one other dude that plays the game, and you beat him, you are the best of the city, okay? Yes.
Wow.
It works like that, I know. But when you join the hisouten Soku Discord, the entire pool of opponents is immense. Not only that, but to be even half decent, you have to beat people that are disgustingly strong.
Years.
Yes. Yeah. So to be the best, you have to beat some godly opponents, and even to be okay, you have to beat pretty decent, godly kind of opponents.
You know, this is actually. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish. I'll talk after.
Yeah, basically, it's a problem that actually exists. Again, it's not a problem as much of as an effect of being a complete community where it's bad and it's good at the same time. Like, you get to be smacked around by the best player, but you can also ask advice to the best player. So, you know, it's not perfect, but it works pretty well.
This is a common thing upon entering just about any fighting game community, though. You, as a new player, will encounter a whole lot of people who are better than you, and it can be very demoralizing when you try to play them. But at the same time, you know, like, that is the opportunity to learn. You could be asking these players, like, wow, what did I do wrong? I could probably improve from this, huh?
I think that is also kind of based on luck, depending on who you're being confronted with. If you actually are lucky enough to find a friendly and helpful member of the community, I think people will have a much higher chance to just stick to the community.
What did he mean by this?
I think. Wait, what?
Never mind. No, I mean, are you implying that there are unfriendly members of the community? Like,
no.
Fuck you, no, there's nobody unfriendly here.
I mean, the community as a whole is a pretty nice place. I gotta say. Oh my god, the real talk.
What did you do, like?
What did I do?
You were trying to go into some spooky talk. Okay, no, seriously.
No, just I mean, some people are just looking for games and they don't talk much, and then they play against some new player, and the new player is absolutely getting wrecked, and the experienced player is like GG's.
But yeah, no, jokes aside, that's actually true. It's a mix. It's
bad as a beginner.
That's not complex. Bad, but the beginner has to ask what he did wrong, because I have had several times myself when I played against someone who was pretty much mute, and I was asking him about, I mean, if I don't ask him, he's not going to explain to me what I did wrong. But if I ask, the people here are nice enough, they will answer, usually. Unless you play against someone who doesn't speak English or has no idea about the character himself.
Yeah, the first step has to be taken by the new player. So that doesn't help.
That's why we gotta take a step towards them.
We can only be nice and hope they stay around. They stick around.
But is that really all we can do?
I mean, we have a beginner channel. We are nice to them. We can explain stuff to them. We have Discord server.
How often are you talking in the beginner channel?
I don't, because I mean, I expect the beginner channel to be like some sort of place where I don't need to jump in and do anything, because it's beginner. Is beginner talking to other beginners, or am I wrong?
That's
They
right.
gave this-
That's
yes.
absolutely right.
Okay.
But I think that's also a place where we can be, even if we're not beginners, we can take part in the discussions.
I suppose that's true.
Or you could be like me
should
and
be
Sigets.
part there.
If you're like me and Sigets, we just go in there and bully people. Easy.
Oh yeah, I just saw all Alpha beating up someone new earlier today.
Poor
Maybe
guy.
we shouldn't do this, you know?
He did ask for it first.
Oh, okay, he was asking for it. Got it.
That's
Got
a
it.
different thing, though.
Alright.
Then it's fine to bully people.
I mean, if the lower skill level player wants to play higher skill level, then it's pretty good. I mean, that shows he wants to get better, or at least get some experience in.
Obviously, there's also the small chance that he had no idea who he was talking with. Like, he didn't know that he's playing a top 5 NA player.
Did not know who was fucking with.
Oh boy.
Tess says the people have their own culture there, and I would like to ask, do you think if we just let the new players alone in that server, will they eventually switch over to the hisouten channel, or will they just stay there and maybe develop their own meta? That would be the most interesting thing I've
Whoa.
ever seen.
Okay, no, wait.
You get two different
Wait.
cultures coming together.
What is this? Are we like what? Okay, no. I don't think it works like that. Hopefully.
Hopefully it doesn't. But if it did, then it would be like what Frutia was afraid about, a second Scarlet Union.
Oh
You
god.
know what? Did we post the link to this podcast into the beginner channel? We should have before
Oh
starting this topic.
shit.
We
Oh,
idiots. We
God.
idiots. We should have done that.
Okay. Let me
Mistakes were made.
We are professionals.
Let me point this out. It's true that maybe the beginner channel isn't used enough by us. I mean, we kind of leave it alone, and we should try to get them into this kind of stuff, like the podcast, the tourneys, whatever. I mean, I try to shield my tourney in there, but I don't seem to
I
get
think
any more.
especially Scrubby Fridays would be perfect to chill around in that channel.
I posted it, but
Actually, you should
comes
post
at
it in the topic of the channel if there's going to be a Scrubby Friday, because I think Zenker's got a right approach. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but really just making a tourney for those players, because maybe they would like to get better as well, and therefore ask higher level players, maybe connecting them that way to the normal hisouten channel. I don't know if I described it well enough.
It's kind of interesting because Scrubby Fridays and Dream Chasers, there's actually a really big skill difference in like
Yeah, it
like
is.
when you look at these tourneys.
We had discussions before, and if there really is a difference or not. And as one of the DC participants, I must say there is one. So I really like the idea of the Scrubby Fridays. We also had a poll of that.
So what
think
does that
that-
make Dream Chasers then? Because Dream Chasers is meant for new and mid.
But no, I think
Well, let's say Dream Chasers is more meant for those who we call mid-level players. I mean, whatever
Yes,
that means. But
exactly.
If a lower player wants to join, nobody minds, and it's the same with Soku set, because I would say at this point the Soku set is the more experienced player tourney, and lower levels are welcome as well.
as I said more than once, the Dream Chaser is more easier Soku to play than anything,
Yeah.
in a way. I mean, I would like to see lower level player join, but it's understandable that they don't want to join because the mid level player are getting kind of spooky.
So I really like the idea of the Scrubby Friday being just for those really low-level players, as
Yeah,
it might
absolutely.
motivate them to play better, and therefore maybe asking other people for advice, or just simply getting more into the community themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking? At the end of the day, we actually went and made like a low-level tourney, a mid-level tourney, and that.
Yeah,
high
I
level
think that's good. I mean, the
Yeah.
community is growing after all. I mean,
Yeah, but
when
at
I
the start.
even 1,000 people, and the Scrubby Fridays was pretty much sufficient now. But now that there's more people, we might actually need a new, what should I call, skill level we can define.
Yeah, but I'm kind of laughing because when this original idea was proposed, everyone was like, "Yeah, no, get out." And now we
Oh,
actually
wow.
do. Yes, no. The original idea was to have different tourneys for each level, but more than one person was against it, and I can understand why. But at the end, it seemed we kind of went that way. Ideally, the Dream Chaser was supposed to be both level, and it still is, but beginners might prefer something actually tailored to them rather than something that like the Dream Chaser.
I would just explain it that because we just get way more people now, and we will keep getting more people. So we have to make adjustments for everyone, even if they're new or if they're old. And that one makes me want to ask you people, what do you think will happen once we get too big? Like, can we get too big? Do you think Soku can become too big to moderate it? Like, how is it now? Satan, is it harder to moderate this than 1 year ago?
A bit, I guess.
Yeah, bots are doing the work.
It's true.
Okay, right. That's
automated.
That's technology.
I think
I would like to reply to Tessie really quick. Sorry, it says I don't like sorting people into levels, but it's not really about it's not really about sorting people into levels. It's about appealing to the level range. So it's not like we're saying that you're at this level you should go to this tourney, but like it's another way of appealing to them and saying, hey, this kind of place would be a good area for you.
Yeah.
Basically, it's creating an environment for them where they can be competitive without getting completely fucked.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, because as I was saying before, the effect that the hisouten Discord creates is that the ceiling is high up in the space. In a normal situation, you will have people of your level instead of fighting the Japanese god of the game, something like that. Like me being where I am, Sardinia, it's kind of different. Like I don't get to fight someone like from America in Soku, so I get to fight people that are far easier for my level. And joining instead of online community, maybe sorting by level helps the competition grow because you don't get completely trash every fight. I mean,
do you think that the point that all of these tournaments are weekly or bi-weekly hurts them in that regard?
I think every 2 weeks is a good thing for low and mid-level players. Like I think this is the direction we are going now, having 1 week Scorpio Fridays and the next week Dream Chasers. As it doesn't exclude many people, but it motivates the Dream Chasers people to participate in Soku sets. And it also motivates the Scrubby Friday players to participate in Dream Chasers.
Wow, yeah.
Hey, that's actually a positive effect that I haven't considered it at all.
The only reason
that's how I see it. I mean, that's the best case scenario. It might be different for everyone else. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, we just don't do Dream Chasers on podcast weekends because of how difficult it may be on myself in particular.
I will say that even if I were able to stream, I would still use the same schedule because I don't think we need Dream Chaser every single week. So.
Well, concerning Dream Chasers things, there's also the survey results, but we'll get to that at the end of the podcast.
Oof, okay.
I just wanted to answer. Was there really any problem with Soku Beginner then at all? It's not that there's a problem with this channel. You could say that I have this hopefully irrational fear that the people that only hang out in that channel, they might potentially feel like they are a different part of the community or something along those lines.
So that it turns into a safe space.
Kind of like the shitposting channel, huh? No, seriously, I'm not even joking. That's true.
That's just a mental asylum, okay?
Shitposting is a of heaven, okay?
A mistake.
It's a beautiful heaven. It's different.
A happy little accident. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, after all this stuff, I think I have a more open view of the community, or at least some general idea. Hopefully, we will see one day Soku at SHOUTOUTS at least, maybe. Soku Evo never. Let's be real. So to move on. Today we are supposed to talk about Sakuya. So let's get into that, I suppose.
Is this the episode where we throw around shitty Dio references?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Please don't.
Okay,
I
okay.
won't. I promise I won't.
Let's try to be... This time around, let's try to use a more streamlined approach for the character, okay? So... Someone wants to
ready.
present... Someone wants to
Bring it
present... God, okay, Zero, do you want to present the character a bit as of Toho instead of Soku?
Oh, you mean like the third most popular character? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sure.
I don't know if that's actually good or insulting.
I don't. No, I don't think Saki's actually third. If I go back to like the Toho votes, then you could see that I think it belongs to Marissa or Koishi because
Guys, just post in an announcement, a poll. Who do you like most of the cast, and then we can keep discussing it in the in the podcast.
Easy.
We should have done
Alright.
that actually.
But starting for real now, so we're going to talk about Sakuya, and let's just start with her personality and her role in Toho overall.
Wait. Yeah, sure.
What way?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I got
Let's
it.
just talk about her role in Toho overall. So
Yes.
we will go first into the lore of Toho. I mean, of course, it's written by a drunkard, but we can still say a few things about Sakuya herself. So Lionheart. So why do you like Sakuya, and what's your favorite canon appearance of her?
Why I like her in general is that, I mean, when I got into Toho, she was one of the first characters I encountered, and her so to say superpower of manipulating time is something I just love. I love that. So that alone put her on top of many other characters.
God damn it, Tessero.
What did he say? Did he say something about her ass?
She's the fastest maid with no head.
Yo, we rated 18 stream now.
No boot.
But yeah, what is Sakuya's personality like? Like, does she have any good relations with other Tohos? Well, except Remilia, of course. So what is she like, and what is her main appeal?
I'd say she's cunning and witty. Like she talks to everybody else like she has a game plan. Like she knows like what you're up to, what she's up to, and that she has something to hide. But she plays it safe in that she doesn't give you like she doesn't show too much respect, and she's probably the kind of girl who waits for you to take action in order to get an understanding of what she's dealing with.
Sounds like the typical anime character with glasses. Why doesn't she have glasses? I would like that.
Because it wouldn't fit her outfit.
Too many fetish feel at once.
I will still enjoy that a lot more. Yes.
I mean, that's just a personal preference. But when we're talking about her appearance, I do have to say that I really enjoy her outfit because it just appeals to me in a very strange way. But do you know that her outfit actually changed over the course of the games? She actually had very, very many different kinds of maid outfits, reaching from very long skirts to like Soku length, which is pretty short.
I think my favorite one is the PCB one, where she has a scarf.
Yes, that's actually my second favorite one.
Ooh,
Scarves make everything better.
I know!
Yeah, it just looks amazing.
Yeah! Good taste.
But yeah, I would say that her personality, it really depends on who she's talking to. She's when she's talking to like Remilia, she's not too serious, and she sometimes even like jokes around with her without Remilia actually noticing, which is something I find hilarious. But
so is it a relationship between master and servant or friend?
Ooh.
I would say that if they are, I mean, most of that is coming from fandom, right? But I would say that if they're alone, then they're more like friends. And if there are like guests or if there's an incident happening, Sakuya is definitely taking the servant role. Because most of the time she's just being sent out by Remilia to just solve some kind of incident, right?
That's true.
She's not doing it on her own accord, but just because Remilia wants her to.
To hate, yeah.
Splinter meanwhile is trying to spread conspiracy theories.
I think the more interesting part about Sakuya is the fact that we don't know that much about her.
Yeah, that's true.
She has a lot of appearances, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, you're actually right. She has a lot of appearances in all the main games, or in many main games, but it's not. I mean, her background is really shady. We don't know
Anything?
Yeah, we don't even know what she is in the end, because she keeps referring to herself as a human, but there are like 1,000 theories about where she comes from, what she is, and how she gained time manipulation.
Yeah, that's strange.
You could say that, well, basically Zazun just left it to the fandom to just headcanon the living shit out of it. She's not the only character like this.
That sounds like every Toho character ever.
Yeah, pretty much. Or maybe except, I guess, save for Reimu and Marisa. Maybe, kinda, sort of.
Yeah, but like, compared to Sanae, for example, Sanae has a clearly defined background story.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like, she came from the outside world and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But with Sakuya, it's like, I think there was even the theory that, one that is widely accepted, is that she once was a vampire hunter and set out to fight Remilia. And I think that is even mentioned by Akyu in some of the official artworks. But it's never confirmed. So we don't know for sure.
Castlevania style, though. I will enjoy that.
I mean, you call it Castlevania, but then remember, there's a fan game with her being the protagonist, and it's exactly called Tohovania, so...
Okay,
you're not the first one to think that.
Actually, if I remember right, it's not called Tohovania, it's like Komaju Densetsu or something.
Yeah.
Nice name. Any reason, like, why you like so much Sakuya? I mean, you explain the general.
You call
stuff.
her your waifu. That's what you want. That's what Genki wants to ask. What's the reason why you call her your waifu?
Just take a look at his avatar right now. Look at everything around him.
I would like to say one of the many waifus of this man. I would like to expose this man. If we don't call him that.
You can't expose me.
But seriously, go ahead.
So, apart from her superpower and her design, which I just love, I think the reason why I like her so much is that I spend so much time with her. I'm playing her as a playable character, and also reading up on her and watching silly YouTube videos about her throwing iPhones at Cherno and stuff like that.
I feel like I need context, but I don't really want context.
I can send you some funny videos.
So I guess when you switched to Soku, the choice was pretty clear.
Yeah, I think Soku was where I first really came into contact with her. I just played around with some characters, and for some reason I just picked her out of all of them, and then I just stuck to her. It just felt right, you know?
Do you think the Soku version, like in general, from personality to gameplay to whatever else, even the spell card, normals, etc., is, let's say, a good version of what you imagine her to play, let's say? Like, you think the Soku version is actually a...
So you're asking how her character in general converts to the fighting game character I control by pressing buttons.
Thanks, yes.
Guys, look at the flow. It literally says just does.
I know, but I wanted to say it with my words.
Just say it like that. Okay, come on. So do you think it does, Lion?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So, I mean, what is even her personality? I mean, how do you even how do you link personality and gameplay?
She's a witty person, and she's submissive to her master. How would that reflect in her playstyle?
I think that how she came to be as the character we know today is that you kind of pick a character archetype. In her case, that was kind of a hybrid all-rounder focused on set play. I think that's how she came to be, and then was kind of designed around that thought. at least that's how I would design a fighting game character.
Hmm.
She's a badass Meadow who's meant to take you out. That's
Yeah,
why you play her.
Yes.
While this is going to be the obvious, but I would like to add that Sakuya, I think a bunch of her stuff is actually based on the gameplay version of Dio in the JoJo Fighters made by Capcom.
Absolutely.
There
She
is
has
one.
a,
Oh right, I remember there is one, but is her skill set really stolen from that?
I mean, she is basically a Dio reference. I mean, Zun also said that he's a huge JoJo's fan, and I played what's it called, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle, I think, for PS3, and I played Dio, and some moves were just, I wouldn't say copied, but inspired.
Okay,
Inspired.
no. Wait,
Like-
she actually has moves that are literally the attack from Dio. For example, the counter is
Counter, Sakuya's
counter,
World,
the Sakuya's Word, the
Ora Ora. Like,
no, wait.
no, I mean her.
Right.
No, like look at her red slashy. It's
Oh!
literally
Yeah.
yes, it's literally Ora Ora.
People in the stream can even see it in that GIF on the top right corner, in the bottom right corner.
She has also the settable knives, and that's actually another move that Dio does. And I think the teleport. No, okay, the teleport actually no. I don't think.
Teleport is
I
just.
mean, it's probably
it's
the
just-
same, stopping time and moving, right?
Yes, exactly.
Just like her system card. That's exactly the thing Dio does.
Exactly, yeah.
Stopping
Actually,
time. Ooh, that's what every time controlling character does.
I mean,
Yeah.
what would you
pretty
do?
Although she doesn't attack there, she's being fair.
So yeah, a lot of stuff is kind of inspired by good old Dio.
Yeah, I mean, some of the moves are blandly copied, I guess.
She doesn't
That's
have
all.
any eye lasers though. Too bad.
No, she
Yes.
doesn't. Lasers shooting out of her eyes, if you ask me.
So what else?
The amount of people who play her.
Oh my god, you found the gif of her throwing phones. Oh no, it's an apple. Wait, why is it an apple?
That's not
Wait,
an
what?
outlet. Wait, she has a phone
I
in her
saw a
hand
version
and
where
throwing
she threw the phone. I'm so sure of it.
You probably did.
I'm confused, but okay.
Okay, but back to the topic. So, as you people noticed, you only have one guest for that character, and I would like to talk about how many people do actually play Sakuya, and has the amount of Sakuya players increased or decreased over the years?
Okay, so let me start with the fact that I started playing this game in 2014, and back then, apart from like Chiki Chan, who was also quitting around that time, almost no one played her, or let's say mained her. And I was kind of lost because I didn't really have anyone to learn much from, so I was a little bit fucked. But I think that, especially in the past few months, lots of people picked her up as alt and also as new players picking her as a main. Tasira also mentioned that earlier, that lots of new players are being drawn to Sakuya and Remilia, and I think that's true.
That's true for some reason.
I mean, probably the reason is that this character is clearly the best of the whole game.
And how is it nowadays?
I will reasonably disagree. but that is for another episode, I think. So yeah, she's pretty good. Let's see, what else do we? I guess we can already go into the more Soku stuff. Like, for example, give us a general rundown on how you think the character should be played.
How she should be played.
What's the
I mean-
meta for Sakuya? What do you
That-
think?
yeah.
The general stuff, not everything. Just how do you think she should be played?
In general, fighting game terms.
So her general concept, which is pretty much the Japanese, widely accepted Japanese meta game, is her getting an easy knockdown and set playing you. And she uses like 3 cards, which are Private Square, Killing Doll, and Ricochet, which you all know. And Yeah, there's actually not much to her. Apart from that, she's a very linear character if you just play the meta game. I think that even though most of her alt skills are not that good, I think that she has potential to be played in different ways. But yeah,
most
mostly.
Sakuyas I see around, for example, are just trying to keep away from me, which is sometimes surprising. It feels like they're running away from me and just look for one attack to knock me down and just put their skill cards in. Is that actually right, or should they be more offensive even in neutral? Like, I can just tell you, many Sakuyas I play just fly around, ceiling hug, whatever they like to do. They're just trying to run away until they get the knockdown, and then they start doing anything.
I think that's due to them not really knowing how to play the neutral game.
Ooh.
I think that Sakuya's neutral is easy to understand, but might be hard to apply because in fighting games, you know how good your character is at trading. Like, we all know that you really don't want to. You put up the wrong. You don't want to trade your J5A with like Yomu. You just know you're going to lose.
Hey.
And Sakuya is a character that can't trade. You don't want to trade anything. Maybe in some cases a J6A or something, but in general, you don't want to move around without bullet cover, and you want to dominate neutral by out-moving the other character.
What was the other one?
Wait a minute.
It's the blue one.
I think I missed something. I got distracted. Did you say something about J5A? Okay.
I said something about Yomu's J5A. Yeah. Did you get triggered or something?
No, I just got. I actually got distracted.
So yeah, I think most people are underusing her default 214 and her J5C, and those two moves control a lot of space and give you good bullet cover. And her J5C, has amazing density. Like, you can even outdense Oku's 5C with that.
With J5C?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Amazing.
Jesus Christ.
That's disgusting.
You can also, if Oku uses her visor, you can also just deny it by using J5C. It gets destroyed.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that you should really abuse that as a Sakuya player.
Wait, only the G6A?
J5C.
J5. So you have to be jumping to get a good bullet? What?
You have to be jumping in neutral, yeah. I mean, if you're on the ground...
I mean...
Come on, Genki, J5C,
No.
I'm pretty sure you know that. I'm pretty sure you know that input.
I mean, isn't the ground version good too? Or
No. I mean... So, if we say that the neutral game ends at the point where you force your opponent to block an attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then 5C, the ground version, is useless. It's slow, it doesn't hit anywhere where you want it to hit, and it just doesn't do anything. But if you get your opponent to block any of your attacks, then 5C on the ground is what you want. It's the only thing you're aiming for, because it is a free corner carry, no matter where you are.
Okay. So, like Yukari 5B and Yukari J5B, they're bullets you want to use in neutral because of the coverage it gives. Only with Sakuya, you get a whole lot more, well, let's say knives.
Yeah, but Yukari's 5B actually has a similar property in that if you block it, it pushes you really far into the corner.
Huh.
That's true.
So, not good.
So you want to use both of them the same way.
So in the mid-screen pressure, you would say using 5C or at least J5C is a good way to get a corner carry.
5C. You don't really get many corner carries with J5C due to the fact that no one will block it on the ground.
That's true.
Okay.
At least not raw. But like, you can do that after making them block any other attack, of course. But yeah.
So what do you think, Sakuya, what weathers do you think Sakuya profits the most from?
Absolutely the most, I think, would be... I'd say the top 3 would be Cloudy, because her meter gain is already absurd. But if you have Cloudy active, and you hit a 6-2-3B, you get like 1.5 cards out of that move alone.
Oh god, disgusting.
It really is. And I think I'm not sure if that's because of me liking the weather so much or Sakuya being good at it, but I think that Spring Haze is a really good weather for Sakuya because of 6 to 3. 6 to 3, and the thing is, you can just play the respect game. If people try to graze, you 6 to 3 their fucking face, and if they try to block, you 5C their fucking face, and they're in the corner. So you can just outplay other characters very easily.
So 6 to 3, basically.
Yeah, 6 to 3 is a godlike tool in that weather. I would say the last weather would be Sancho, simply because you can, if you get pressure cards like Killing Doll or Private Square during Sand Shower, you have an easy win.
Augment turret pressure a lot, that's true.
It does, but at the same time, it destroys your game plan. Because it lets the opponent recover their orbs. And the perfect situation is that you have your opponent at 4 orbs all the time.
What about? Wait, no. Do you think there's anything else about how one should play Sakuya and their strengths and stuff?
I mean, you can just focus on the Okizeme cards, but I don't think you have to.
That's pretty much what everyone does from what I've seen, but are there other ways? Like, can you just be rushdown and just ignore all the rushdown cards and go full offensive rushdown, just try to hit the enemy?
So let me tell you, the first year of me playing this game, I was not on hisouten. I was playing the German community, and when I tried out all her spells and skills, I thought that Killing Doll and Private Square are like her 2 worst cards. I thought they were literally shit because I didn't know how to use them.
I mean, Private Square doesn't deal damage. How can it possibly be good?
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna spend 3 cards on having my opponent being a little bit slower. What the fuck is that? So
the deck.
So yeah, I stuck to mostly damage cards, like her slashy cards and Sakuya as well, because I loved it. I always used it. But yeah, you don't have to use those cards at all to play her effectively. Just don't fish for 6 XP. That hurts me.
I mean, I think the classic meta of knockdown and spell card is still probably one of the best you can do. In a way,
I think it's I guess it's the best, but it's also highly. You need to know a lot of things to effectively play that playstyle.
That's true, because I've seen low-level Sakuya players, they try the same with those Oki spell cards, but I don't feel threatened at all, because I can just keep blocking that and escape easily. If I was fighting you, for example, it wasn't that simple. I usually got crushed by those cards, so how do you think that actually happens? Like, those spell cards aren't like a free crush. You have to follow them up well. How do you learn that?
That's a very good point, because learning those setups requires you to play the whole cast. And what I did was just I put those cards 4 times in my deck, and I played a set against someone. And whenever I got a knockdown, I just used the card. No matter what the situation was, I just used it and tried literally any follow-up. And that's how I found out what works, what doesn't work, how the time, especially how that's I think the most important aspect, how the timings differ between all the characters. Because you can't use like a Killing Doll against Sakuya the same way you would use it against Iku. Because their tech times, their ground tech times differ so much.
What advice would you give players then who try to learn these setups? Just use them against everyone until they learn it, or have a chart?
I guess that would be the hard way. I put down a pretty comprehensive explanation on the wiki on how to use those cards, and I think that if you just pick one character to practice them against at the start, like you're like, oh my god, I'm a Sakuya main, I can't do those setups. Find someone who can explain them to you or read the wiki, and then just ping fucking Sakuya roll or Raisin roll, because those have shitty ground tags, and ask them for games and just spam it over and over and over again until you get the hang of it.
Poor maze of those characters.
I think that you can really learn that in real games rather than practice mode.
I figure we went in deep on how to play Sakuya, but I think people that watch the podcast might also be interested on how to beat Sakuya. I mean, do you know what is bad for you?
How do I get out of the block strings? How do I deal with all these bullets? Tell me, Lionheart. Save me from my despair.
How do you beat this maid?
As Suika player, I can tell you, Midget destroy at least some of her corner pressure.
Yeah, no, I know that too as you, so...
Yes, you too, Suika and Yoru. Oh my god. Those two characters really need to eat more vegetables.
Sorry, but I'm not sorry.
The thing is, in Sakuya's pressure, 2B is an essential tool. And 2B, as we all know, does shit against small characters. It just doesn't work. It just whiffs, it flies above them. And the same thing is if you want to cancel, at some point you have to high jump cancel your bullets. You can't just do bullets all day. And if you high jump cancel, you have to use any kind of air move like J2A, J5A, something like that. And those characters are actually small enough to make all of them whiff. Same thing for Killing Doll. In Killing Doll, you need a charge 6C, or you really want to use a charge 6C. But Suika and Yoru are so small that not enough knives from your 6C hit them to get crushed. So as Suika, against Killing Doll, you literally have to low block. That's it.
Okay, that is
amazing, right?
That is useful for two characters, but what about the general approach against Sakuya?
If you want to know how to escape the setups, you have to understand how they work and what the Sakuya player wants to do. Like if I see you always high jumping, then I know, oh yeah, I don't have to go for like a burst string. I'll just catch you with 6xb. And if, as the opposing player, you know, oh, if he sees me jumping away all the time, he's just gonna do 6xb, then I'll just be smart and block, because if he does 6xb, he can't crush me, because 6xb deals no spirit damage, right? So you just have to learn how the setup works and pick the appropriate counterplay.
In the end, it becomes an educated guess game, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So the best option is either A, to block, or B, to high jump, and the opponent has to guess either of those.
I would say blocking is always a good idea, but choosing the point where you want to escape the setup is more important, because unlike many people say, Private Square and Killing Doll are not inescapable.
Yeah,
if you pick the right point, yeah. If you
want to escape.
Yes, exactly. That's what you do. You're born to escape.
You told
Simple
me
as that.
Border escape.
So that also depends on what the Sakuya player is going for, how many orbs you have, shit like that. But usually, in order to crush you, Sakuya needs a lot of bullets, and it's the normal BE. You just BE when she uses bullets and can follow up with the melee.
Is it true? Any bullet?
Yeah, I
Let's
mean,
say I border escape every bullet as early as possible. Is it true that she will have difficulties chasing me then?
she might chase you, but you need to know that her air pressure is super weak. So if you do a 2BE and you maybe block the next attack that she does, she probably can't crush you.
We could just be like Blaze Dragon and just J5A, 5A, get out of Private Square easy.
Yeah, but that doesn't work because, as I just said, you can't trade with characters. So as the opponent character, you just J5A their face. Yeah, Sakuya can't do shit. Like, in the air, all her melee moves, they're good, but they also move her around. And placing them is hard, because imagine you're Sakuya and you're jumping up at an opponent who's blocking. how do you even know which move to choose? Because J8A, it's going to move you even more upwards, so you might whiff. If you do J2A, you're going to stop somewhere, and you don't even know because the move is so delayed if it's going to hit the enemy. And J5A gets beaten out by other J5As, so what the hell are you gonna do?
Just be a hero, teleport behind him. Like, it's nothing personal.
Teleport memes, I love them.
But when we were talking about small characters, that we just listed some matchups where Sakuya sucks against, and I think Yuyiko, because of Sphere Bloom, counts into them as well. But what about matchups Sakuya is really good against?
So her favorable matchups. So I can mostly go from how much people salt and rant against me. So I would say Alice is like her top matchup.
I think that's an Alice thing and not a matchup thing.
And assault and suffering.
Oh boy.
No, but I feel like Alice is a good matchup for her. Just like those.
Look at Kahla. He just wrote what can Sakuya do versus Aya, for example.
What can Sakuya do against Aya? The thing is that Aya's general weakness is that her bullets are trash. So you can just use literally anything to win neutral against her. And standing Aya is the same height as Sakuya, so you can pressure her pretty well. You can, that's what I said before, you can cancel your ground bullets in a high jump cancel into J5A, and it's actually going to hit standing Aya, which gives you like 1,000 more options in pressure.
Wait. I can check this, but can Sakuya do any kind of fuzzy?
I barely tested fuzzies, I gotta say.
I just love them.
Maybe versus big characters, but I don't think she has a good enough.
Yeah, most of the time, if you try to instant air J5A or something, it's going to whiff.
And Guy 1010, I don't know how to pronounce his name. You're also asking what's the matchup with Patchouli, like what can you do there? I think Zero Fuse can also contribute to that. Yeah, what do you think, you two, about that matchup?
Do you want to go first or should I?
I'm sorry, what was it?
It's about the Patchouli Sakuya matchup. Do you want to talk about it first or should I start?
Yeah, I'll say what I know about it. I'll say that it's very hard to play neutral against Sakuya, only because of the density of bullets that Sakuya has. So you'll want to be trying to snipe out with a lot of 6C, and you'll be trying to do a lot of do spear setups. But the problem is that because of how many bullets that Sakuya can produce, you're going to have to graze or dodge them, or just get hit by them.
What about the flame?
The flame? Yeah, the flame could probably beat out a lot of Sakuya bullets, but it also leaves you open. That's like the general problem with Summer Flame, is like if the opponent knows how to move around it, they're going to counter Summer Flame very hard. And well, I mean, this is kind of memey, but like Sakuya does have teleport. She could do that in theory.
Bad idea.
Bad idea, but you know. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
So, you just mentioned the problem with the bullet density, which is a real thing, but I think that actually Patchouli's bullets, if you know when to use which, mainly 5C and 6C, you can outdense any of Sakuya's bullets. Because Patchouli's 6C pretty much goes through everything and anything.
It's a stream, yes. I think it's B1 times 10. I'm
not sure, but yeah, it always goes through Sakuya's C bullets, even the J5C, unless you like hit all of them perfectly. And the thing about Patchouli is that she has 5C, which outdenses all B bullets. And I don't know if that's a personal thing, but for some reason, I'm always running into every single J5C on the field. I can't really say.
That's just like me.
Well, it covers all areas, so yeah, J5C is pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, and the fact that Patchouli can really quickly cancel it into flight doesn't really leave her vulnerable. So I would say that the neutral is the biggest difficulty in that matchup, probably for both characters.
Well, I'm the kind of Patchouli player that always goes for Dew Spear or the water pillar setups. So I get caught out like a lot. I don't do enough 6C, and I probably don't do enough J5C either.
Yeah, I think I was playing against some other Patchouli player who only J5C'd all the time, and J6C'd.
It's good.
Yeah,
but
it really
you
is
get caught by it.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that would be I think in pressure, both characters can do some stuff, but I would say that Sakuya is stronger.
So yeah, to conclude, I'd say for Patchy versus Sakuya, in Patchy's favor, if you were trying to beat Sakuya, you do more 6C, more J6A, and maybe land cancel J5C, because land cancel J5C it's tasty.
So good.
But I'll talk about that in the Patchouli episode.
So we were actually talking about best and worst matchups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could also mention something you think it's pretty good. From my personal opinion, I think versus Utsuho, Sakuya is pretty good in terms of pressure.
Amazing.
It's pretty great.
Amazing. Yes,
That's
that's
good.
true. Oku is actually one of my favorite matchups to play because you have the whole arsenal of her capabilities in pressure. And the fact that her pressure revolves around making the opponent respect you, and Oku having the tools to disrespect so hard makes it all the more interesting.
Yeah, people say it's a shitty matchup for Oku, but I mean, I think it's like a 4-6 for her. I personally enjoy playing it. It's pretty fun.
I think
Basically, both sides try to out-bullshit each other.
That's true. And I think that it is fun for Oku players if they get in. Because Sakuya's main flaw, in my opinion, is her defense. And Oku can just sit in front of her and like do 4A, 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 and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh shit, they triggered Adept.
You can't stop the rage now.
No, but that's a real thing. You can't just risk to jump out with Oku damage.
I think Adept will disagree. Yeah, no. Adept doesn't solve
Differently though.
is just some interesting vision.
Hold on. I want to hear one more matchup. I want to hear Sakuya versus Marissa.
Oh, I recently learned a lot about that matchup by playing Sigurds, and he opened my eyes. I thought that was really hard, but I think it was more of a personal thing. But if you want to win against Marissa, you have to abuse all the time. Because Sakuya's C bullets actually outdance all of Marissa's C bullets. Like, if Marissa does her laser and Sakuya does J5C, a single J5C knife is enough to destroy the laser, to outdance it and just make it disappear.
Alright.
And also, if Sakuya does 2B, it makes Marissa's 5A whip. You can abuse that.
Wait, what?
If Marissa does 5A and Sakuya does 2B, Marissa's 5A will whiff.
That's
Yes.
disgusting.
That's
Thank you,
hilarious.
Tasov Pro.
The same actually happens in the Sakuya mirror. I think that out of all matchups, the Sakuya mirror is the most interesting.
Yeah, mirrors
Yeah.
are always specific. It's an abstract kind of hell.
Broken horse boxes, oh boy.
I usually don't enjoy mirrors at all, but this one is different, trust me.
Me and Morphman had very enjoyable mirrors in preparation for the podcast.
Oh, yes.
For my understanding, in general, to fight off Sakuya, if you have the better bullets, you should abuse them, and if you have
Try to go for trades. If you want to fight her, try to go for trades.
and if you are short, you should be crouching. You can
Yes.
both escape the spell card setups.
Yes.
What else?
If you're trying to play as
you
Sakuya,
can also-
you gotta practice those Okizemes.
That's true. And if you're up against her, a good thing to do is also test out how much you can disrespect her, because her pressure really depends on being respected. And if you don't get respected, it's really hard to actually do crushes and effective pressure.
Lion, I'm gonna digress for a moment. Angel is asking what kind of pads does Sakuya use. Do you think she uses Xbox controllers or the PlayStation ones?
She's probably using the ones from the bandbox, a new system designed for people like Angel Soul.
Banned. Get out of here.
Sakuya clearly is more of a stick person. I'm sure of it. Oh boy. Okay. So so what else do we have here? So I guess we kinda dwell onto the general approach of Sakuya and how to fight Sakuya a bit. What about her skill set? So her tool set, let's say. So I know that most Sakuyas don't really change their
default skills.
Yes, the default skills or even the spec card for one.
Yeah.
So can you give us a general rundown of the less used stuff?
Do you want me to go all over all of them, or
both sides? I would like to know about the less used stuff. So if you can, jump over the defaults and such.
Okay.
I mean, the defaults are pretty obvious in the use, but we would like to listen about all skills and spells you don't see every day.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you mentioned before, Sakuya players usually don't change their default set because it's so good and versatile. But we've seen many players choose some skills for meme purposes. Like, for example, the time stop knives, which is an alternative 236. I think it was used a lot in the past, especially by Ducator. And
I know that Ducator ran the 236 out.
Yes, it's called Sense of Thrown Edge. Exactly. And I think
it's this one. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Let me check.
No, that's the counter.
That's that's her counter.
I mean, people use that, and I actually like it. Its only downside is it isn't frame run, so it's just a reversal but worse.
But we'll get to that later, I guess. So, Sense of the Thrown Edge is usable. It covers a lot of space. It's delayed, so it's good for Oki and neutral. The main bad aspect about the skill is that you lose the default 236, of course, and also that it costs a shit ton of spirit. Well, if you use a skill in Soku, your spirit regeneration is stopped for 1.5 seconds, right? So if you want to use this skill a lot, you have to activate the knives by placing another set of knives, and the fact that you have to use 2 orbs to actually shoot the knives when you want to, and then get the delay of 1.5 seconds, really makes things hard.
Oh, that's the default? my man, Zero.
You're losing me.
Zero, I linked you the page where you can see the picture.
The cross-up magic is a default, and we know how good that is. So
it's a god tool, but yeah.
Yeah.
So then there's another 236. You know, the one with the green lines
the
and the
trail
knives
one
materialize. Yeah, it's called Parallel Brain. And the skill, man, it's like the second worst skill in the game because it's too fast for Okizeme or delayed cover fire, and it's too slow to actually be used in pressure or combos. So what do you even do with it?
I use it if you're on full screen and neutral, and then it actually becomes cover.
Yes, but how often are you at full screen range in Soku?
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot, but it's pretty nice.
So the one, I think I mentioned it to you guys earlier, the one matchup where I think that this skill has potential is the Suwako matchup. Suwako herself is kind of problematic for Sakuya in lots of bullshitty ways, but in general you want to play the eternal neutral against Suwako because that's the only aspect where you can win against her. And Parallel Brain covers a huge amount of space if you use the C version, above and below Sakuya.
which is usually where you find Suako. So I experimented a little with it, but that's, in my opinion, the only effective way to use that skill.
Reminds me of Lotus Scout, which is mostly good against Alice. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
The
I
classic.
actually like the idea of using parallel brain and then teleporting behind the enemy to get a free cross up, but it works only on specific ranges that the enemy actually has not to hit you in time. It works pretty well.
Yeah, Blue Sky. It's like the worst weather for Sakuya. Because it doesn't even do anything to her character.
A parallel brain and teleporting behind the enemy. That's the good use of Blue Sky I think Sakuya has.
That's the poor man's memery you got there.
I enjoy that kind of stuff.
It also works for propelling silver.
Oh god. Propelling silver. That would actually...
You saw me and Zayton yesterday playing our Sakuya mirrors. I think there should be a use for propelling silver, and I think as an Oki tool it works fine.
I can still hear the disappointment in his voice.
Okay, let me explain you why propelling silver is shit. The thing is, the concept of the move is not even bad. Like, you have an Oki tool, you have kind of a shield that you can set up in neutral, and you have a long-range sniping tool with the C version, because the distance is actually pretty huge if you look at it. But what makes propelling silver so bad is that even if it completely hits an Oki, it does like 0.7 orbs of spirit damage.
Wow.
Yeah, and you get more spirit damage if you use default 214, which you always have. You don't have to use cards for it, and it works in every matchup because even if the opponent techs out and they have a long ground tech, then propelling silver wouldn't do shit because they can just tech out of the range. But default 214 also hits people that tech out a lot. So yeah, the only good thing about propelling silver is if you get lucky and you get it as a combo starter, you can easily get a 3k combo off of that.
Oh.
But in general, sacrificing your only good melee skill for this is a really bad choice. Is what I'd say.
What other skills does she even have? I mean, I would like to talk about the teleport, but it's actually pretty obvious what you have to do. I mean, you have the choice of either A, escaping an enemy attack, or B, trying to cross up with another skill.
Teleport behind them.
Yeah, teleport.
It gets the general, which I like too, but...
I can talk a bit about teleport when we get to 2 skills. Is that a good plan?
That doesn't sound too bad, actually.
Okay.
What about Dancing Stars Sword?
Yes, that would be the next 63. So what Dancing Star Sword does is it sets up some knives, and if you use melee hits, the knives shoot at your opponent. Pretty simple, right?
So only then, if you use a melee hit?
Yes, that's the point.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Okay, I mistook it for something else. I remember. Yep.
Yeah, that's the main purpose. Even though you can actually also activate the C version, which makes all of the knives that are still left just shoot at the opponent. But yeah, the huge pro about this skill is that it increases your damage immensely. You can easily get 3k combos with this skill. I just showed a video to Zayton earlier where I just used a freaking dial A and it dealt like 3k damage.
That's impressive for Sakuya.
Yeah, it really is. And the concept of the move is so good. I would even use it instead of the default. But now's the huge con. If you set up the knives, they stay eternally until you use them, which is good. But if you use any other skill or spell of Sakuya, they disappear.
Wait, any other skill? I thought they disappear when you get hit, but they stay on
that as well.
Skills.
That of course as well. But if you just use a 236 or a 22 or anything, they also disappear.
Oh, that sucks.
That was I think that was a really bad decision on TensorFlow's side.
One of many.
TensorFlow, let me say.
There goes a potential good skill. Once again,
so,
with
yeah.
TensorFlow.
When will we get an actual update to Soku that fixes all these problems?
Maybe in another life, Marv.
In Soku 2. So if you're listening to this, please.
Actually, I think I think Soku Unlimited would be the better place to ask for that.
Can we send an email to Tazofro written by everyone?
From his Soku, fix your game.
Right.
Thank you.
That's not too bad. Sometimes they listen. Back in the Total Fighter Zero, they actually listened to the fans and fixed all the game's problems and tried to balance things out. So
Yeah,
I don't see why they would do that for Soku. But then again, now they have a lot more other fighting games, especially AOCF.
Yeah,
We need
I mean,
that extra punch.
Who knows?
They do fix their game. I mean, you remember when people complained about Ikus being too long, so they just added a sprite to it. So yeah, but they're good at fixing this game.
Actually, I like that the concept.
Anyway, moving on. What about Misdirection? It doesn't really feel very strong now, does it?
Dude, Misdirection is so good. Everyone says that it's useless because it doesn't shoot at the opponent.
It's one of my favorite cards, even though I don't even run it in any of my decks for some weird reason. God damn it!
What does it do then? If it doesn't go through the opponent, then
I don't know if you noticed, Genki, but it covers 95% of the playing field. And that is good, because you can use it.
Let's not exaggerate here.
Oh my god, it gets really broken on level 4. But yeah, if you use it, your opponent is limited to blocking your melee. That's the main reason I use it. You can use it as Oki, and it will obviously shoot everywhere apart from where the opponent is. But you can layer that with your own melee, and there is nothing they can do. And and also another thing is that if I like to use it in neutral, because if you have like this one Patchouli player who just flies around in this J5C, you fucking misdirection their face, and they get hit by it. Even more than no, it's so good because it's delayed. So the point where it tracks your position, right? So at some point it gets where the opponent is and shoots around that position. But there is a small time between getting that position and the opponent getting hit by the knives. So if you charge it, it shoots 2 waves, and if the opponent moves literally anywhere, they're guaranteed to get hit. So it forces them to graze or block.
Sounds good.
It's really powerful. It really is.
So it's actually useful.
Oh, also if if used in the corner, Sakuya throws it directly above her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, and your opponent jumps up and blocks, it crushes them. It just flat out crushes. Yes, all of the knives combined do a crush. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even know that. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, and in some games I just, when I predict a border escape, instead of going for a 6-3 catch or something, I just use misdirection, jump up in J5A, and they just get crushed, and it's hilarious.
I wonder, is Square Ricochet on the same level of goodness?
Square Ricochet is basically her default, but it only throws 1 knife, right?
Oh,
and it loses a lot of versatility simply by the fact that only after it bounced the walls, only then it can hit, right? And the default hits even if you just throw it up. But the good thing about Square Ricochet is that I said earlier about the red propelling silver thing that does the red ring of knives. It deals so little spirit damage. That's why it's bad as Oki. But Square Ricochet actually does deal a lot of damage, of spirit damage, and you can charge it. So if you have it on like level 3, and you charge the C version, and you can get your opponent to block, it adds like 1.5 orbs of spirit damage, simply as Oki. And that's pretty good.
But you would have to get the opponent to block this thing first.
I mean, that's where the matchup comes into play. So you get a knockdown, and because you're smart, Sakuya, you knock your opponent down, or you limit your combo with something that you can cancel into Square Ricochet. And then you charge up Square Ricochet, and if the opponent attacks, you just jump after them in J5A at the same time when Square Ricochet hits them. And it just works on some characters, and on some it doesn't. So,
it reminds me of Tenshi Earthquake, where you need to know the tech, time, and everything.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty similar.
Sounds like a good skill, but you need to put a lot of time into it. So
you also have to know which version to use, because The B version throws in front, and the C version throws it at the back. And if you use the wrong version, it's just going to whiff.
Also, the C version is faster, a lot faster. If I remember right.
Yeah, they both have about the same delay from throwing to hitting, but yeah, C version goes back and has a higher speed.
And now there remains only Perfect Maid and Time Paradox, but considering the teleport isn't that usual, let's go over everything in the 2-2.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So her Sakuya's teleport, vanishing everything,
is good.
The main reason why people don't use it is because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't hit your opponent. It doesn't shield you. It moves you around.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a cool.
So what do you gain from moving around? Some people would say that, hey, you can use that to escape pressure. Am I right?
No.
But then you try that and you just get hit all the time. So you notice, oh, it has a startup. Doesn't really work. So when would you use it? I think that
pressure happens. That's what I would say.
So you would use it in neutral?
To close in, like in the neutral. If you feel like you're about to lose neutral, like you are really, like you have only one spirit orb left and the enemy has bullet cover and is approaching you, I would use vanishing everything to just get behind him, to at least have the bigger part of the map to run away or recover with.
Okay, that's something I can understand why you would do that. But remember what I said about using skills and the delay in spirit recovery?
Yes, it's a gamble. It doesn't work all the time, but I think it at least delays the pressure, or at least it gets you out of...
Yeah, but view it from the opponent's perspective. Sakuya only has one orb, and you see the teleport animation, which automatically means you know where she's going to show up.
Yeah.
And
well, you don't exactly
and
know
they
it.
are left. No, and the Sakuya just used her last orb and disabled her spirit recovery for 1.5 seconds. So what can she do? She can't even fly away. She's literally fixed to the ground and can't do anything about anything. So using that neutral is really a bad choice. You can level up the skill. And it has two benefits to do that. So if you level up once, you can use it in the air, which allows you actually to escape air pressure. It's a legitimate tool to do that. But you fall down, and you fall down a long time, so it's risky. And on level 4, you get melee invulnerability on its recovery, which makes it a lot better. And you can use that to avoid some really strong setups. Like, for example, if Yomu uses her blue sword in Typhoon, you can teleport behind her. Or if Yuyuko uses Time Bomb on you, you get a bigger invulnerability window when using the teleport. So you usually use it to avoid shit like that. Or to pull off Mimi cross-ups. Like, you can use it on Killing Doll, Ricochet, the Catfish, because it actually puts you in the air. And that's what I mainly use it for. Like, if I do a killing, the basic setup would be I do a Killing Doll, you block, I come at you with 6XA, because 6XA makes you block, and then I cancel 6XA into 2-2B, and you block the wrong direction, you know, this stuff.
Kind
of cross-up power.
Sounds
Yes.
Is a decent
My idea of the vanishing everything is just I either cross up with the other skill, Parallel Brain or Sense of Thrown Edge, or I try to escape pressure, which works in a way. It's not perfect, but can work. Or I actually use it as a counter if the enemy uses some really punishable move like 6XA, 6XB, 6XC. And it doesn't work every time, but I think it's... if you get a good read, it can be used as that as well. I mean, I have it in every one of my decks at level 1 at least.
Yeah, I think leveling up to level 1 is decent. It's a
level 1 is fair, but I don't think you have to put 4 in them for the level 4 effect of having melee and vulnerability. Because let's be honest, when will you ever draw 4 of them and use them before you die, right?
Yeah. I mean, most of the time you just use 4 cards in a deck to get the skill early on, right?
If it was like a level 2 or 3 effect, I would say okay, it can be worth it, but for level 4, no, never.
Yeah.
it's not worth it. I mean, it's not bad, but it's compared to all her other cards, and Sakuya is one of the characters who relies on her meter. It's just not worth it.
Yep. You don't want to use the deck space. But what
It's
you can
more a thing
do
for meme chasers.
It is. But what you can do instead is use one of the alt skills for that input. Because Perfect Maid and Time Paradox, unlike Vanishing Everything, they actually do something. So let's go over Perfect Maid first.
We kind of know this. I mean, it's a classic counter card. It does a first style.
It's a reversal light.
There are some special things about it. We have 3 counter moves in the game. Those would be Reimu's counter, Yomu's counter, and Perfect Maid. And what sets Perfect Maid apart from the other ones is that A, you can use it in the air, which is amazing for like Yomu J5A heroes.
Okay, it makes sense actually. It's pretty good.
And the point that you will always get a guaranteed knockdown off of it.
That's true. In the Feroki game, that's actually a pretty good synergy.
Exactly. That's why it worked so well on her. Also, her 6-6A makes her real. I mean, that's very specific, but her 6-6A makes her really vulnerable because she has no valid cancel, and with Perfect Maid, you at least get some chance to get out of using 6-6A when it's blocked.
On the other hand, if you compare it to the Time Paradox is a melee move, right? And I think having Perfect Maid isn't too bad, but in the cancel chain, you will lack a melee move if you don't have it.
I mean, the melee move you would always go for is 6-3.
Okay, right. So if you use... so Time Paradox should be only used if you don't have a 6-3, if you use the alt 6-3. So at least have a melee in the cancel chain, that's what I...
Yeah, there's a point that most people missed about that, because you get a melee attack, which is good, but if people border escape your pressure, they will border escape with a high jump, the high jump 8, so straight up. And if you use Time Paradox, it is going to not hit someone who's slightly above the range, because it's a more horizontally aligned move than vertically.
Is it an aerial unblockable?
I think it can be blocked in the air.
So.
I think it can be blocked.
Yeah,
so it's like a 6-6C as a skill move, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the only thing... I mean, the concept of the skill is pretty good. You can send out a melee, or you can send out a projectile that doesn't interact with other projectiles. You know, the black and white time-shifted Sakuya. Which is good, but... the fact that the frame data of the move is so bad doesn't allow you to do anything with it. Even if you hit it, you're minus most of the time. You can cancel the physical hit into a spell card, but that's... that kind of limits the usage to a combo ender that adds 100 damage to your combos. That's pretty much what it becomes in the end, and I don't know if it's worth to use cards on that.
Kind of...
It's kind of weak, yeah.
Yeah. Oof, okay. But I guess we have also the spell cards. And then we are kind of done. We'll say.
I mean, first of all, what I really like to hear about is the C Raikushi, if I pronounce it right. That's out of all skills Saki has. That's the only one.
No, okay, wait.
As it's the thing I will never make hits, whatever I do. But it sounds the most interesting and the coolest one. It's the perfect meme chasers card. But come on, Lion, there has to be a single use of that.
First of all, I want to... Okay, so I think we can jump over Killing Doll.
Yeah, I think everyone knows what Killing Doll is being used for and what the pros and cons of it are.
Eternal Meek is kind of not so much used, but it's basically
it's a damage card.
One thing to note about Eternal Meek that not everyone knows, that Lion taught me this, is that if Sakuya uses this on you while you're blocking, fucking crouch that shit.
Yes, please. Oh my god.
Damage.
Yes. Private Square, we know that. Inscribed Red Soul.
I think you forgot Silverbound.
Oh yeah,
it's a 2-cost card.
Because that we don't know much about.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I know, but still. Inscribe Red Soul and Private Square, we know that. One is a great Okizeme card and one is a reversal.
Actually, Sakuya is only reversal, by the way.
Yeah, and
That's
I think
what makes it special.
and then I think we have Soul Sculpture, and yeah, that's it. The rest we should went over.
Why is it
Okay.
called Inscribed Red Soul when it's not even red?
Because her eyes are red, you nerd.
Okay,
Fair
Lore.
enough.
the lore.
Fucking Lunarians.
She's not a friggin' Lunarian, man.
The lore. Okay, so okay, tell me about Silverbound. It's pretty straightforward, but I never see enough use it.
So
tell me.
what Silverbound does is it shoots a circle of knives around, and yeah, they cover the screen for a few seconds. So I see people use that to like win neutral or maybe use it in pressure, but it's a pretty bad choice to do that.
I mean, can't you just press 5C and get the same effect? More or less?
If 5C would be like Pachuli's 5C, then yes, but no. But it allows you.
Coming for us.
It's what makes it special is that it's one of two spell cards that Sakuya can use in the air, and it allows you to get pretty damaging mid-air combos. Like you can confirm it with J6A, J2A, and get actually like almost 3k damage off of that.
Wow, that sounds cool.
If you're in a bad position and can't continue combos otherwise, it's a decent thing to do. And also, what many people miss is that the projectiles are type 2. So if you graze them, you lose spirit, even if you're grazing on the ground. And in conjunction with Spring Haze, it can be decent for very specific situations. When your opponent's like on low orbs and they have to graze, you can use it.
So it's actually pretty good in a way.
Nah, it's very situational.
Okay,
is what I say. But
But
I
still.
personally don't use it.
Understandable. What about then Luminous Ricochet, Speed Sign?
Luminous Ricochet is really good. It's part of the Japanese meta, man. So what the card does is, oh my god, I always see people fishing for 6xb and canceling it into Luminous Ricochet.
Yeah,
and
It's
I'm
the
like,
I
base of
see
that.
that so many times that I cringe every time I read that because it just feels like a waste.
yeah, but why would you do that? You gain like the damage of a normal B&B combo. So what you want to do is not use 6xb in the first place.
Not even as as damage as combo tool. I just see it like a pressure tool.
Yes,
People
that's what
try
you use
to
it for.
6 is B and then pressure me and
Oh,
then
no.
like I'm just getting
no.
half a spirit off of damage and then I can free escape because I just know it's going to be a 6xb afterwards.
Yeah,
I
but the
usually
thing
just
about
only use it as a combo tool and nothing else.
Yeah, no, I would recommend not to use it as a combo tool at all.
Oh.
But as a pressure tool, it shines in corner pressure, because what it does is it forces you. It like the first thing it does when you activate the spell is it doesn't allow you to border escape the move that you used before that. So if you use 6A and 6A is like the move you always want to be E, you can use 6A into Luminous Ricochet and continue your pressure, and the opponent can't get out. And the second is that it locks your opponent into place and allows you to use bullets and continue pressure. So what you usually want to do is you get some kind of corner pressure going, and then you at some point use the spell card and get extended corner pressure to crush. That's what you use it for, and then you can also limit into another knockdown, and then you can use Okizeme cards.
Simple enough.
Yes.
This is a spell card I like. Time Sign, Imaginary Vertical Time. Okay, tell me about this.
Okay, so what it does is it's freezes time and places knives, and then time continues, and the knives slowly start accelerating.
Yes. It's
And
interesting.
It's useless, isn't it?
Oh.
what? No.
Okay. Okay.
So it has two uses. First would be that you can use it as kind of a poor man's reversal. If
What?
if you see someone using a super meaty move, like if you see Yomu J5Aing you from the sky, and you know, oh, I can't do anything because even my 2B won't be fast enough, you can press the card and it's going to trade. Like even if she hits you, the knives persist, and you can start into a combo.
Okay.
It's instant.
It almost is instant. It's not a reversal. It has some kind of startup, but it's pretty fast.
I mean, if you even trade with the opponent, you should get a lot of knife hits, so it can be used as a pseudo reversal. I don't know how to call
basically, that would be one of the main uses.
I never realized that's an option. That makes it actually pretty interesting.
Because no one uses it like that, yeah.
No, I always considered its uses because, you know, it can help out a bit in neutral, but sacrificing 3 cards for that is just...
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
It's comboing into that, you can do that, but it doesn't lead to much damage, at least not enough damage to sacrifice 3 cards for.
You have no idea what Sakuya damage is about, man. You play Suika. So yeah, that would be second main use. You can use it in a very specific combo. The only move you can use to cancel into the card is Sakuya's 5C on the ground. Because 5C on the ground locks the opponent in hit stun for a long time. And allows you to use the card. And if you get like a full screen 5C, then you can use it to get like a 3.3k corner combo. And a knockdown, of course. And 3.3k, yeah, 3k for 3 cards is good. It's actually good, but hitting the card is so hard that most of people don't want to use any other damage card if you want damage.
I remember using this card to do the so doing time sign, then 2-2B into cross up.
You can do that, but let's be honest, who's gonna fall for that more than
it worked! Time! But moving on. Watch Luna Dial. This is actually a good card, if I remember right.
It really is, yeah, by all means. It's just that most of her cards are better.
Understandable.
So yeah, Luna Dial allows you to freeze time while you combo an opponent, get a huge amount of damage in, and get a knockdown. And that's, well, like most people use it that way. And what I found out, which is pretty hilarious, is that you can use 2 of these in a single combo. And I proudly called it the double dial power.
Of all the things you could have not like this.
You're playing a pretty edgy character, so show me some edgy names, come on.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you may call it that, but then again, I last time I had a set with someone else's Sakuya, I tried to I tried to force Cloudy, and then use Luminous Rikushi twice. If you manage to combo that, it's amazing. It looks cool, and it deals actually damage. It sounds better than double Luna Dial, but we've got a video showing what you can do with that. So I think. No, it's a.
I guess this is a good moment to talk about stopwatch. I would prefer talking about Dial, but we know that the stuff is.
I don't know. I got a recording of Double Dial. If you want to show it, I don't know, Zero, if you're interested in showing it.
He can do that. Just send it to him. Meanwhile, we can talk about the video he's put on right now. We see the real Dragon Ball Genki Dama in action.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Universe. That's exactly how it goes.
It's pretty interesting that the move is actually changeable in a way. Like,
it's the same for several moves in the game.
Yeah, no, it's just strange that if you stop the character, the bullets keeps going, and it actually gets some kind of buff, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, Luna Dial. Is there anything else? Like you can do double dial and it stops time. There is any setups or something?
Nah, nothing really fancy about that card, to be honest.
So it's a pretty basic damage card.
Yeah, I
mean, all of Sakuya's spells are pretty, well, what should we call it?
Inversatile, maybe?
Yeah, we know what their uses are and what they can be used for.
Yeah.
So, let's see, we have Stopwatch, the Sea Ricochet, Phantasmic Killer, and the Word. So, Phantasm Killer, actually, I want to know because it looks like a good card, but not really.
I mean,
Looks like one,
I
but
think
doesn't
you
look
can't,
like
you
one.
can't use it as Okito like the 2 SC
No.
version of it. It must be comboed into. But so
That's true.
why did someone try to run that? Is it easier to run than the wait? What is it called? The Soul Sculpture? Yeah.
Those two cards have different purposes. So Soul Sculpture, the red slashy, you just want to use it as a combo finisher for big damage because it's Sakuya's strongest comboable spell, right? But Phantasmic Killer, you don't want to use Phantasmic Killer in a combo because if you combo it, you get even less damage than with Soul Sculpture. So what you want to do is crush people with it, which is where it shines. Because if you block the projectiles, they deal three orbs of damage. And it's the second card in Sakuya's arsenal that can be used in the air. So what you want to do is you air string someone, and at some point they get below 3 orbs, and you just throw out the card. And what are they gonna do? They could block and get crushed. They can fly away and block and get crushed. They can just get hit. I don't know. There's a lot of scenarios that are fun for Sakuya.
So it's Luxing card more than anything else.
Also,
Okay.
something you can do is if you corner pressure someone and they are at like 1 orb, you can just throw out the card, and even if they graze it on the ground, it's type 2. It's going to drain 1 orb during normal weathers and up to 3 orbs during Spring Haze. So it's a really good card in Spring Haze. Yes.
Disgusting. Whoa.
Yes. But no one knows how to use it, so we don't really see it a lot. But I
Understand.
always have one of them in my decks.
So the stopwatch. We saw that it's capable of breaking the game, but what about real game stuff? Is it useful?
So over the past few weeks, inspired by meme chasers, I tried to use this card. Same goes for Ricochet, by the way, the purple one. But yeah, Sakuya's special stopwatch. It throws out time suspension fields. If you get caught in them, you're stopped until they leave you or they disappear. So people would probably go on to the assumption that you should use it as an Okizeme card, which is fine. But in the end, you will be very reliant on the ground tech prediction. Because if you use it with the wrong timing and the opponent ground techs, then they are stuck in their ground tech animation and you can't hit them, which is pretty stupid. So yeah, using it as Oki is basically a hard read. So if you want to use it outside of Oki, you can use it in pressure or neutral. Using it in pressure is a huge gamble, but it can lead to fun things. And using it in neutral is hard because people can just play around it. They can just fly up to the sky, and you can't really do much about that. But one really good use for the card that you should also focus on is using it in Typhoon. Yeah.
No,
It's a private square too, right?
Yes, but if you use Private Square in Typhoon, people are going to fly up to the ceiling, and the only thing you can do is fly after them and do J8A maybe. And that deals like, what, 1.2k if you hit it twice, maybe? And using 3 cards for that is stupid. So if you use Sakuya's special stopwatch in Typhoon, like in the middle of the playfield, what people are gonna do is they fly up to the ceiling, and at some point they will run out of spirit and fall down. Like it's guaranteed that this is going to happen, and then you can catch them and actually crush them, but you won't get much damage out of that. So yeah, that's probably the best use for that card. Can't really use
You
it.
mentioned everything now.
I'm sorry.
We now Ricochet and the World. So
You
Ricochet,
already mentioned the Ricochet.
no, the other Ricochet. The
Oh, the
purple
Luminous or
Ricochet.
the Sea?
So the
See
light speed.
Ricochet.
So okay, basically, I've seen this card in action, so I know what it's capable of. But
I've seen it in meme chases, so I can already tell how good it is.
but while you got me good, I can see that the card is either pretty hard to use, or if you just block it, it doesn't seem that strong. So,
Let me tell you, Genki, it's both of those things. Because it's super hard to hit it, and even if it does hit, it doesn't really do much. If we look at the facts, this card, if you block it, deals 2.5 orbs of spirit damage. 2.5 orbs sounds like a lot, but remember that Killing Doll deals exactly the same amount of spirit damage and is easier to use.
And less cost.
And only has 2 costs. I mean, why are you even questioning that? And even if it hits, it deals like 3k damage. And using 4 cards for 3k damage... no.
Zerofuse just showed us in the video what happens if you use it against the Suika Atlas, and I've seen this happen before. It's amazing.
Yeah, Sakuya's special stopwatch doesn't make characters lose.
It's called special stopwatch for a reason.
Yeah, but yeah, don't use it in neutral because of stuff like this.
So the ricochet overall is kind of just there. It's usable, but nothing too great.
So I used it the same way I would use Killing Doll. I experimented with it. I just used it on knockdown and then tried to pressure the opponent, which would be a very basic approach to the card.
But it's just not worth 4 cards for, right? I mean, if it was 2 cards, if the cost was 2 cards, I would say it's a really good skill and it could be used. But for 4 cards, it just doesn't feel worth it, because when will you ever get to hit the opponent with it? I mean, 4 cards to just pressure the opponent and get 1 crush, that's just not worth it. Especially if you have Killing Doll and Private Square as in Sakuya's repertoire.
So let me say that you would decrease the cost, and I think that the approach should be the other way around. Like, leave the cost as it is, but increase its effectivity. Just if it would deal maybe let's say 4 orbs of spirit, or maybe even just 3.5, which would be 1 more. I think it would be a way safer crush than as it is now, and the damage should probably also be higher. Because you'll only hit the card after a guard crush. Like, it hits the opponent, and if he's low on orbs, he gets crushed and gets some damage. It's not going to hit raw. Let's be honest, man. So the damage is always going to be between 2 and 3k. And if both the spirit damage and the damage would be increased a bit more, then it would be worth 4 cards. Then I would legitimately say, okay, it's a high gamble, but you get a high reward. Yeah, that's just not how it is.
Ooh, sounds like the usual 1000 card with a great concept, but it's not good enough to be used.
That video Zerofuse is just posting, this is literally being Dio.
Okay.
This is not how it works.
Okay, so
this is definitely not how it works unless you're playing on SA delay.
So there were the only 5 card Sakuya has. For my understanding, it's like time stop on drugs. It's super buff. You get like 5 seconds or so of time freeze.
Yes, 300 frames.
Does it do anything to... Not only it's really hard to set up because the startup is super long, but the time stop itself is not much. So give me some data, man. Is it good? Is it useful?
Have you never seen me use it? Because I think that I'm pretty much the only person who uses that spell actively.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think that no one else uses it or even knows how to use it.
Okay, so explain to us.
It's pretty much just a guaranteed crush and a little bit of damage. If both players are on low HP, it will win you the round, guaranteed.
Yes, that's the concept.
But otherwise, I don't see it. You can't just put it out when both players are on full HP because you won't get enough damage of it.
Yeah, that would be stupid as fuck.
So it's pretty much just your match winner.
Exactly. If as Sakuya, you will always get low damage combos, right? So you need 7, 8 combos effectively to kill an opponent. And you will often get into the situation that you have meter and that your opponent is low on health. And if you get the knockdown, you can use that to get the perfect Okizeme setup, basically. If you time it perfectly, which is hard, in my opinion, is hard, then you can go up to the opponent, crush them, and lead into a combo and deal up. I think the best thing I got in the lab was 1.7k.
That's not very great for 5 cards, is it?
Meanwhile, I'm Suika, they have like 5 cards, that's like 6.5k damage for me.
Without a crush, though.
I guess...
Well, for me, it's also without a crush.
Yeah, I mean, that the damage number of Suika's card is without crush, but Sakuya as well does get a crush.
I suppose it's not even that good in Typhoon.
It is like if your opponent is also on low health, it wins you the round on Typhoon.
Okay.
Guaranteed. You can't do anything to get out. And if you use it, that's actually something you can abuse. If you use it at the end of Typhoon, like when the timer is at 15, and you activate it, and it goes down to 0, and your opponent is just vulnerable because they were trying to hit you, then you get some free damage, which is obviously higher than the 1.7k.
Can you Sakuya's world from River Mist into Typhoon?
Oh, that's brutal.
That would be a really bad idea because of the long activation.
Okay.
But you can, that actually leads to the last thing. You can use it in neutral as kind of a surprise attack. And most of the time it's not going to work, but it often does, and the opponent doesn't expect it because the animation actually looks the same as Private Square.
So they would expect Private Square. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. They will just expect Private Square and maybe fly to the top or something, and you might get lucky and catch them.
Now, I know
You get
that...
like 1000 damage.
I know Sakuya's world has some interesting properties to it, in that your opponent will be locked in, whatever action that they are doing. But
yes.
Have you ever experienced anything strange with this card, such as being bombed during Sakuya's world, Talisman, or maybe getting hit by something random?
What do you mean, like when someone else was using it?
Because like if you use Sakuya's world, have you been caught by anything strange during Sakuya's world? Because
that's actually
the startup
impossible.
of Talisman. No, because the startup of Talisman, if you use it during Sakuya's world, just before it goes off, you will actually get hit.
It
by
makes
the
you
Talisman.
invulnerable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but no. That's actually not how it works. Because if you get hit by something, it doesn't activate. And if you activate it, you are invulnerable, so you can't get hit by anything. There is nothing in between. Only one of those two cases is going to happen.
So it's not like the stopwatch. The time freeze is completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
what happens if Sakuya's world meets the train? Has that ever happened to you?
Like when we were taking a look at Sakuya's special stopwatch, which left hitboxes active, and you could still get hit by that, Sakuya's world makes them disappear. So even if there was a train right in front of my face, and I activated Sakuya's world, and with the perfect timing, which is... No, you would never do that. But in the theoretical scenario, you could just walk past it, like throw out some bullets and fly to the ceiling and wait for time to continue, and Yukari getting fucked by knives.
Wow, that's cool.
Well, I think with that we have discussed every spell and skill Sakuya as possible.
Okay.
Lion, as a final word, what would you have to say for people who want to pick up Sakuya?
Prepare, if you're new or if you, prepare to hit a wall very early on. Because Sakuya seems easy to pick up. Like, she has some strong bullets, you just press buttons, you get hits, And then you see top players abusing her and getting set plays and stuff, and you think, oh yeah, she's actually really good. But I think that people underestimate the amount of knowledge you need to effectively play her and do her setups. And at some point, you will have to learn all that. And if you don't, you will never progress. Also, her combo game is fucked up.
So you would say that she's a pretty difficult character to pick up? Or, well, maybe not pick up.
That's the point. Like, you can pick her
advances.
up easily, but if you want to get really good, it's going to take a lot of time and effort.
I would like to say something. Before
Cyril asked what happens if two Sakuyas both use Sakuya's world at the same time.
they actually, I think they both get stuck.
Both get frozen. Exactly.
Way before Tessir wanted to know your ideas on the Komachi matchup.
Okay.
And then I would like to say something myself.
Okay, so Tessir actually made me reconsider the matchup because when I started playing the game, I was playing a lot against Ran, and about 3 years ago, he was maining Komachi all the time. He actually stuck to her.
What a story!
And
That's
so I had
you.
a lot of experience, and I really liked the Komachi matchup. At the beginning, it felt like 5-5, then I got a little bit better, and then I felt like it was in my favor. But Tessiro showed me a simple thing that kind of destroys half of her corner pressure. Because if Sakuya uses some melees and 2B or 2C, then she high jump cancels into a melee, right? Most of the time you want to do that.
Yes.
And Komachi can just 4A that.
Nah, that's a mesh
That's
respawn.
disgusting.
Come on.
It is disgusting, and the only thing you can do about it is use a frame trap, like just use another grounded bullet. But all of them are high jumpable, so it's a gamble, really.
Wow. Disgusting.
But I really enjoy fighting Komachi nonetheless. Guys, everyone is asking for a different matchup.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, no, I don't.
It's the end of the podcast. We're just going to answer everyone. So if people have questions they want answered, state them now. We're just going to answer anything you guys give us while showing some pictures and videos.
Why do you enjoy it?
Okay, wait. Yeah, I had something to say.
Okay.
Before we move into the questions, I would like to know. So we know that people love to say that Sakuya is top tier because in the past that was the her position. But what do you think she ranks up?
Okay, so I get this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Sakuya definitely has a place in the toppest tier. She's easily one of the best characters. But I think what many people forget is that she has some very obvious weaknesses that you can abuse, and that she's very matchup dependent. Like, at some point I read on the wiki a line that said you can play her the same against every character. And I have to say that is the wrongest piece of information I have ever seen on the wiki.
Well, I will say that applies to every single character. In truth, while you may be a setup character, it's still true that you still need to adapt. You know.
Although in Soku in general, it seems like people who have good pressure and good Oki are always in the higher tier spectrum. I mean, just look at Raisin or Yuyiko, for example. Those two have busted pressure and Oki, and that's why they're high up there. And Sakuya's Oki and pressure is strong as well, so I guess that's why she's up there too.
I would say that her meter-based Okizeme is good, but I wouldn't even say that her pressure is...
Meter, it's weak. No, not weak, but it's lacking.
Yeah, I mean, what options do you have, right? But her pressure isn't even all that strong, in my opinion, because almost nothing that she can do is airtight. Like, I can see Raisin doing a continuous airtight block string, and I'm like, what the hell, man? And Sakuya pressure has, like, A2C, and that's, like, the only airtight combination she has.
Welcome to my world.
You know what? This makes me think that actually every single character has fake pressure. Because
absolutely.
No, okay, no, wait. Because every time I keep saying that, pressure is fake and is absolutely fake, and I think maybe Sakuya to add some fakeness to her pressure. Obviously, something like Private Square is not going to be fake because you gotta take it or you can board escape, but it's still a gamble.
It's still very solid. But Sakuya's pressure in general, you just need the respect and need to gamble a lot with usually just burst strings. Like you want your bullets to hit, but none of your bullets are airtight. So yeah, just gotta make the opponent respect them.
So now we know. I guess unless we have anything else to say, we can questions part and then we can move on to the final part and we're done for today.
The final part, as usual, questions and answers. So if anyone else wants to ask something, do it right now. Meanwhile, I would like to ask you, Lionheart, how did you enjoy being part of the podcast this time? What did you expect? What did you get? Do you like it? Would you like to appear again?
Okay, so I gotta say that I haven't watched the podcast all that much in the latest 4 episodes, maybe. I watched when it started, when it really took off, the first 3 maybe. And I gotta say it was interesting. I felt like I was a decent part of the discussion and that I could really elaborate on my ideas. So thank you for leaving me to the space to do that.
Who also
We picked you for a reason, after all.
I mean, it was pretty enjoyable because you seem to have studied a lot, and it's noticeable that you do know a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he is a Hisouten Sakuya player.
It's a thing I enjoy someone that explains me stuff. It's just something that I find really nice. So that was.
I love explaining stuff.
Yeah.
And I would definitely love to be a guest again at some point.
You are more than welcome.
Yeah. If you find the time, or
if you ever get out of character episodes. I mean, I could probably talk about Komachi and Remilia, but
I mean, we are going to have other episodes. For some reason.
There's going to be a lot of room for people on the podcast. We got a lot of characters to cover, and we are 3 in. The thing is, though, since we're not very decisive on which characters we want to cover next, and since we don't want to go by the Soku order, I guess we're going to do a poll afterwards to see which characters we should cover in the next couple of episodes.
Okay, Kyla wants to know, what if a counter state while the time stop is going?
That's impossible.
Think that's a thing. Yeah, exactly.
No, actually, Sakuya's special stopwatch allows you to do that.
Oh, okay, true.
Because there's a very specific scenario. If you hit 666C counter hit, your opponent is going to fly really far away. And if you hit that in the corner, I mean, that's never going to happen. But if you hit 666C counter hit in the corner, you can activate the card and catch the opponent flying in the counter hit state. And you can just continue the combo, because most of her time stops disable limit, right? You can just throw bullets at your opponent and the limit isn't going to increase during time stop, but Sakuya's special stopwatch doesn't have that property, so you're just gonna finish your combo normally.
I mean, I guess I almost feel like Kyla's question was different. The only other scenario I can imagine with the time stop is.
No, he meant what happens if let's say Sakuya uses Perfect Maid and the opponent Sakuya does that time stop thingy. What happens?
Oh,
I think that's what Kala wants to ask.
It's not going to get activated.
No.
So you pretty much are in
unless you're using Sakuya's special stopwatch.
Okay, so basically, stopwatch is the only time-related card that actually keeps the hitboxes and everything else going on. Okay, that's actually interesting, because you can basically counter the stopwatch by using certain that keep the give you it.
You can't really do that, because if I catch you with Sakuya's special stopwatch and you're using J5A, I can just throw a bullet. So the best idea, the best scenario would be.
Assume I could use 623C, which will give me a melee hitbox, a graze,
and grazing. That's exactly what I was gonna say next. If you use IS214, which puts you into grazing state, it's really hard to hit the opponent. But even then, you can just make the move with or block it on purpose. And then punish it. Okay. If Remilia's 2/2 or something would be called like that, or a talisman maybe, you can always just block on purpose and punish.
Coolio. So we have Tessio that really wants to know something and stuff. So
Yes.
please, Gib, what do you want to?
So Tsuru's question
Okay.
was why I enjoy the Komachi matchups so much. I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Tsuru. And I have to say it's a personal thing. I enjoy playing Komachi myself, and I enjoy seeing what other people can do with her. And the fact that Komachi has some options that are just unique to her, in my opinion, makes it interesting to play against her in general. It's not limited to playing Sakuya against Komachi, but to me, I just standardly play Sakuya, so playing against Komachi with Sakuya would be, yeah, my experience of the matchup and the character. Silence.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was writing something. Do we have any more whatever?
I mean, we also should maybe go down with the results of the poll, the survey we made for the podcast, right?
Oh, yes.
And how we think about the things. So people said we should focus less on the character and more on more individual topics. We did it this time, and if the viewers can tell us, did we spend too much time on the character discussion again, or was it fine? Because now we actually added more small topics to the pool, how should I say it? Yeah, more small topics to the pool and kept the character discussion to a minimum. Right now, it is a 50-50 split.
So yeah, I guess we are in the final part. So yeah, the poll went kind of like that. I don't know what to pick from that, honestly.
Oh, Iron, you would be surprised. In our poll, it was a 50-50 split. 50-50 said the character discussion was too long. So we tried to cut it a little bit shorter this time and more like focused on the things people don't know. I mean, everybody knew, for example, that Sakuya's 2 and 3 cost spell cards are meant for Okizeme. Yes, everybody knows that. We also have the picture here.
And we went for 3 hours anyway, or something.
It wasn't exactly shorter, but well, we gave a general approach to the stuff that was used and a more in-depth approach to the things that were not used by Sakuya.
So this time we just focused on mentioning the things not every Sakuya uses. That's the general idea. I mean, of course, we mentioned the spell card uses and why they are being used the most, but we tried to move it a bit away. And that's why we're asking you, viewers, if it was fine, if it was not fine. I mean, after all, it's a 50-50 split, so we had to try to appease everyone here.
After all, we can have the spell card as the first section where we ask about how the character should be played. So it's just condensing everything in the right way.
Yeah, Lion.
I'm sure everyone will have.
You can get your own podcast episode for that once we're done with all characters, and then you can just keep talking about this shit and leave everyone else out. Don't worry.
Hisouten podcast 7.5, the Private Square edition.
How to actually fuck up Private Square. Although you can see that pretty regularly when I stream Soku myself. So if you want to see some failed setups.
And the U and A split, I mean, we can try to have one NA team at least once. That's the thing I get from the survey, because most people like us for some reason. I guess it's the pizza power of Genki that keeps us here that much alive.
Please,
pizza life, yo.
But then again, just look at it. It's almost half. It's half. I mean, it's 40-60. Of course, it shows a bit more favor in the year times, but that's because people who watch it at this time are year people.
All right,
I think we can try to have an NA team, but then we will need someone who can stream this, because I think Zero Fuse is not around on actual NA times, right?
Yeah. that's kind of the case, just because of my
So,
job. But
if anyone listens to this and wants to be part of a podcast team, just find your people and find someone who can actually stream this. I mean, we can't provide them with material, what we're using here, but... I mean, personally, I think we should try it. Have one NA team just take over all the stuff we had here.
who would
Maybe
be
it will get
who'd
more
be the NA?
viewers.
Hold on. Who would be the NA team? Just like top 4 off the top of your head.
Nobody right now. Tessero.
Tessero probably. Okay.
Tessero's listening to it right now.
I'm scared.
And Bolai.
Oh Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
What the fuck?
Yeah, just let Bolai in. That would be so amazing. I mean, if Satan isn't here and all the people of us aren't here, that could work.
What if the NA team was Tessero times 4? 4 Tesseros talking to each other.
I couldn't take that.
That's the Soku life, yo.
I think 1-0 is pretty good.
I mean, that's interesting, but I mean, we know people would like to see an NA team. That's what this the survey actually shows. But we also need a cast that can actually stream and be there at this time.
I'm pretty sure finding someone who can stream is easy. So
Yeah,
I would
who can
say
stream, that is
just-
not the problem. But actually, people who can provide material and all that stuff. I mean, you have seen our podcasts. You can see what we provide, and maybe you can actually find something better for the NA team. I would actually watch it, even if it's in NA times once. I would like to see that.
Or what is
just
I
let
mean,
people apply, right? I guess that would be a good approach.
U team could be could have a Lionheart who can stream. I
The
mean,
Lionheart has to adjust to NA times. That's going to be even more amazing.
no, I
No, he
mean,
was speaking for the EU team.
yeah, NA gets
Okay.
Because
Those
Genki, a few months ago, Genki actually asked me if I wanted to be part of the Soku podcast. I think
Yeah.
that's why. Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, the poll gave us some information, but it's probably better to keep on going like now and just adjusting some stuff we're doing.
Hey, Mr. Melancholy, you say, what would someone want from you? You're one of the people who makes palettes, for example.
And mods.
Yeah,
Mods,
but
yeah.
Interface, as we have named it on the
that's
spot.
the kind of thing you can actually make a topic about and talk about it yourself. You can pick whatever you like if you're part of the podcast team. You know our current schedule and how we do things. If you think you can find time to elaborate on creating palettes or mods or something like that, it's a topic and you can even be part of that. You don't even have to be a professional Soku player to actually contribute to this.
True. Look at me.
Podcast by the community for the community, and that's how we roll.
Yes.
I mean, do you think I am one of those things who are really one of those people who are most experienced in anything? Oh boy, I don't make any mods. I don't even play Suika well. I'm just here to shit talk race and talk about other characters.
That's a damn good host.
We can say the same for everyone in a way, so it's fine. Okay.
How about the Dream Chasers results?
Yeah. Wait. It's time for shield. We shield him.
Sure,
No,
why not?
hold on. I'm talking about the survey results.
God dang
Also,
it.
by the way, Zenger's turn is starting right now because I would really hate to cut into this stuff.
Dream Chaser. So the information we got from that was that I actually don't remember. Fug.
Great job.
Yeah, thanks. What do we got? Okay, so people weren't too sure about the ban list. There was obviously kind of what's the word?
Too strict, maybe?
No, people. Well, I can. People were divided. Jeez. Some people were okay with it, and some others little change. The time in which the tourney happens is fine. I genuinely don't remember anything else. Oh, the prizes. Prizes are fine once in a while, which I agree completely.
Yeah.
I mean, oof. Was there anything else in the poll?
I'm trying to find the results. Sorry, hold on.
No, it's I'm sure I should remember this, but I don't remember much because I don't think gave me that much to work on. Because at the end of the day, the tourney is what it is. Outside of very few things like the tier list, I don't think there is much to change. I mean, it's a basic tourney. It's a best of 3, best of 5 at the end.
As a participant, I'm fine with Dream Chases as it is right now. It's good. We had a few plus and minus. We had a few problems here and there, but everything seems to be in order right now. If you ask me, at least.
I think for now it's fine. There's no need for big changes.
People will message you. I mean, the last problem we had is that you canceled it like 10 minutes in advance and then suddenly decided to be
okay,
the Pizza Lord and actually host it.
Okay, I did it before. I'll do it again. I'm really sorry. I apologize. I just really wanted to be there. I know it was selfish, but I just wanted to watch the tourney, and it was right. It was an amazing tourney.
It was stacked as fuck, so I can understand trying to go in there and actually look at it.
It was a really good tourney, and I'm glad I did what I did because I actually got to enjoy the tourney, which was
okay.
Really cool.
So the Scrub Friday tourney, when is it going to start? In 1 hour, right?
Yeah, 1 hour.
So shall we wrap it up now? So if any questions arise, Lionheart, if you want to tell something to people, like, is there anything we need to discuss, say, mention, chill?
Oh, can we shield Lionheart channel on Twitch?
Why the hell not? Why the hell not?
Exactly what I was
Where's
gonna do.
the link? Someone give us the link, put it into the Twitch chat. And Lionheart, what kinds of games do you stream? I think there was, I mean, obviously there's Soku, and then I think there was also...
Yes, those are 2 games that I stream regularly, just because I like it. But I'm also just sometimes picking a game and playing it through from start to end, like a whole playthrough, and just, comment on that. And if people join my stream and I'm talking German, you can just tell me and I'll switch to English. I'll gladly do that.
Cool. Do you have a Twitter page where we can follow you?
No, I'm not using Twitter, sadly. But I have a Discord server where I always ping everyone when I go live or announce a stream.
Nice highlight.
So
really cool.
You'll find the link on my Twitch.
Oh yeah,
the first panel.
Maybe this is the right moment to ask. Why the fuck am I the winner?
Because people like you, Genki.
I want to understand. I'm going to die one day, and I'll be completely. I'm really confused about this, and I will die. And then we'll be like, why?
It to you. If people want to listen to something, they don't want a really dry voice saying, yeah, X is happening, Y is happening, Z is happening right now.
Ooh,
people want emotions. They want to feel with the team and with you. And Genki, out of all the people here, you're the one. Yeah. And people want emotions. They want to hear them. And Genki, your voice and your way of commentating, they just give us the most emotions. Every time you're commentating something, we can just feel with you. We understand what you want to say and what you think about what the enemy is doing right now. That's the thing. And that's why you're rated so highly. And Blaze Dragon and Iron Nether have this we are pro players appeal, so whatever they say, it is being taken as the absolute truth. Nobody's going to contest that because what are they going to do? Yeah, and then there's also people like Irish, and they just shit talk and shit post. They're pretty much verbally shit posting, and people like to listen to that too. So what people like are the top 3 things people like. The first thing is emotions. The second thing is professionalism, meaning you can pretty much talk about the stuff you can explain. And the third thing is just being funny. Those are the three things that make you a perfect commentator, and apparently, Genki, you combine all of them.
I mean, thanks. That's really nice. But again, something doesn't add up. Trust me, it doesn't. I should just accept whatever it means. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm going to die and don't understand it.
In a way, it's also a popularity vote. If you take it like that, it's also a popularity vote. If you sort that, you can see who is more popular amongst the community, and you will see why.
You also get the extra points for apparently being a meme, so...
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That's actually the buff.
You call it a buff, I would call it a mistake.
I forgot about my...
Oh shit, they're back.
I forgot about my my buff of memes. Okay, I guess I just get that, and when I die, I will be just happy to be a meme. Good way to die. There was something. Oh yeah. So in a bunch of memes we have Scrub Friday, but not only. I don't know why you are here when there is Evo going. Can we shield Evo? Because Evo is going on. No? I'm the only one interested in Evo?
Yes,
No,
Evo is happening. Our man MONOEYE is
Oh, yeah!
playing Guilty Gear. He told me he will be on stream soon, but fuck if I know if I'm on the right
Well,
stream.
make sure he tells you when he's on stream so we can chill that.
Yeah, you should
We
tell us.
gotta, like, even if he's JP, we can at least include him in our community or at least give him some credit.
He is sometimes
So-
actually talking on hisouten.
Yeah, he does.
he is.
He does chat in his open.
He's chill. Good guy.
He only has one eye though.
I suppose, hold on, while I'm
Jesus.
at it, I suppose... Hold on, where's the fucking image? He did send me this picture.
Yeah, I saw that.
Left it out.
It's neat.
Oh, he actually... Yeah, I think I
He's
saw
repping
that
us,
somewhere.
repping us.
Yeah. He's actually at Evo again with friggin' hisouten Soku. Yeah, boy.
He bought a physical copy of the... And
I
he's
want
showing it
physical
around.
He is in Japan, so it doesn't cost him an arm and a leg like it costs us in Europe.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
want one. I really want one.
Yep. Shoutouts to the boy MONOEYE. Do your best, sir.
Yes.
Good luck. What else do we have now?
Other than that, we do have the Soku Civil War that's happening not this weekend, but next weekend, and it's a team-based tourney. No, I'm sorry, it's the qualifiers for the team-based tourney that we will have to fight for basically our husbandos, I guess you can say.
Oh fuck! I need to sign up. How is the proportion right now? Are more people for Blaze side or Iraq side?
Well, there's a lot of people on Iraq team, but I think a lot of the best players, honestly, are on Blaze Dragon team. I'll pull up the bracket really quick for you.
God damn it! So I have to decide. I mean, if I'm a bad player and I want Iraq to win, I better play for Blaze side.
That's one way to view it.
Quite thoughtful.
I decided to play from Iraq.
Shit. Our man MONOEYE is playing right now. He was
really?
just showing this the case.
Holy shit.
CD.
Oh god damn! I missed it.
Oh shit! Real
damn.
shit!
I missed
Okay.
it. Oh.
No, it's
Okay,
still- it's
Syracuse,
still
can
there,
you
it's still
post
there.
the stream on stream for?
Oh shit! Podcast the fucking Evo stream. Okay.
I would be up for it, but I need to commentate the tourney. Wait, wait!
See what's going on in Evo.
Holy shit!
We should have done this. We should actually have a podcast.
Why haven't we mentioned this at the beginning? I didn't even know it was that big.
Shit, we should have done the stream, Evo.
Someone post a reminder in the announcement so I can sign up as well.
See, if Zero didn't need to sleep, we could have done the Evo podcast.
2 podcasts in a row. Might as well.
I want to see.
They are talking about what hisouten Soku is, so someone who has a subscription on that channel, please explain it to them. And link the hisouten Discord.
Absolutely. Oh jeez, just shield the game. Come on. Ooh.
That is a nerf right there.
Nice.
But I think we might as well try to conclude this podcast. for now.
Absolutely.
So
I have to do the friggin' guy too. So, oh boy, is Mr. MONOEYE winning? What's his name actually? Nah,
I mean,
Neat,
he's
okay.
Japan, so he is going to be on the right side.
Neat, okay.
And he apparently isn't winning at least this round from what I see in the stream.
Oh, damn.
And that's my Twitch crashing.
Oh man,
So,
Elspeth.
I guess we should focus on podcast though.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we
Alright,
have
so
done.
we had everything. Is everything? Do you want to mention anything? Anyone? The viewers, Lionheart, the hosts. Is there anything you would like to add? Say.
Yeah, no, I do have one last thing. We do have a couple events coming up. I don't think we have Soku set this weekend because of Evo. Next weekend we will have a Dream Chasers. No prizes for that one though. Shoutouts to Lionheart's stream. You can find him at twitch.tv/LionMayCry. I don't think he does YouTube, but well, go to his channel. Go check him out.
I'll make a challenge page for Dream Chasers of the later before going to sleep.
Okay.
I still don't have a name though. Damn it.
It's okay. Just come up with the name
You
later.
can find one. Don't worry.
The next
Also-
podcast will probably be on July 29th. It should be on a Saturday. But the thing is with that, we were planning on doing the next podcast maybe on a Sunday, just because we might, it might tie into everyone's time a little bit better. We'll see.
We also are going to make a poll for the next character. So
Oh yes. Who do you personally want though?
not now.
It's supposed to be
we
like
just
Alice.
announced that.
I know.
I guess we're gonna do a poll on that, right?
If you
Okay.
want to save Zayton from this, just pick Utsuo.
If for some reason we have somebody that's not from hisouten Discord right now, you can find a link to the hisouten server right below my channel, and it's a big picture of Momiji, and we will have a vote there for which character we'll cover next.
Cool.
Also, I just remember when I said I would like to have at least 30 plus people who want the podcast role at the end of the podcast when we started. We started with 10 people who had the podcast role, and I wanted it to be 30 at the end of this episode. And right now we have 15. That's half the amount I would like to see. So everyone who views this, you better click on that shit so you get some announcement and I can share this goddamn podcast, because now I'm offended. I wanted them to be at least 30 people and we have got only 15. Yeah, now we've got 17. That's better. That's what I like to see.
Morph Man with the energy.
Click on that shit. 17 isn't enough. I know you guys want that podcast role. You want those news, and whoever's just getting this role and removing it, go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
Okay, so
The podcast role is for just letting you guys know what's up, when it's gonna
What's
happen.
going to start, and if there's going to be any delays. I mean, people already know we're going to start like 15 minutes later. Won't be 15.
We'll probably use it to announce the vote as well. So just stay
Oh
tuned
yeah,
for that.
I think it's better than using the meta ping. So if you have got the meta ping, it's not going to be enough. Oh, I have the podcast role just in case. It's not that we're going to beep you much outside of every 2 weeks.
Oh boy. Okay, do we have anything else before we close it out? 45 minutes. I want to enjoy some Evo for myself.
Then let's get Genki into Evo. I think we're done.
Send me some.
Evo 2018.
I would love to go there and play every freaking fighting game in there. You bet I will put some. Oh, I will put my name like hisouten Genki. Yes.
Genki Tensoku.
Yes. Amazing.
Oh my god.
I will so shield the hisouten Soku. You don't even imagine. Oh, so good. Okay, so let's wrap it up.
Alright then, I think everyone has said everything they wanted to. So thank everyone who watched this podcast, and let's give a special thanks to Lionheart who decided to be the guest for this
thanks, man.
podcast.
Thank you, Lionheart, for joining for Sakuya. You madman.
To you guys
Staying
for
here for
inviting
3
me.
hours.
It was great.
It was
And
2 hours,
pretty
come
long.
on now.
I really enjoyed it too.
It was so long. We tried to make it shorter, but we made it longer. I don't even know
What
what
do you mean? We just... Wait, oh, right.
We've
Okay,
been
you're right.
streaming
It
for
was
3
3
hours.
God damn it!
3 hours in.
What a mess we made. Okay, so thanks everyone for being here and listening to our bullshit. We will see you guys next Friday or Sunday. Yeah, next time. So
Goodbye, everyone.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you next
Can,
time.
can I bring a last pun?
Go for it.
yeah,
I mean, it's not closed yet, so why not?
close us out.
Okay, so all the viewers are gonna stop watching now.
Shut
Oh,
it
Jesus
down.
God.
Fucking shut it down.
Close it now.
まほろばのナイフ突き立てて売れた頬を撫でるよそっとキスをした滴る果汁を吹き通っていくばくかの時に思いを馳せるネジを巻き忘れてたのたゆたうからだオルゴール響く360度を巡った月と揺れる水面まで凍るような冷たさに輝いた夢中から瑠璃たちのように青く青く遠くまで新月見つめ誓えたらいいのにその先触れる星の涙溢れ次は私の肺も満たしていく折られた銀